very quickly through the Northern Rivers Titans. Jalen DeCood is number 1, Jack Ford number 2, Reece Somerville number And Sackles, Farah is a 5'8". The Wingers dropped into the second row. Bit of a change around. And Bully from Scan is coming out to the left wing. Feeds a scrum, 10 out. They come down the short side. Gives it on to Bull. Bull goes to the try line. I think he's over. No. Touch judge has waved. He's gone into touch right there. About a metre out. Good play. Good short side play by the Tigers on the on to 3. That's Campbell Watcher. Tigers ball, Greater Northern Tigers ball, and there's centre field, 35 out from the Northern Rivers try line. Good field position, both sides here, set. Hayden Bull's set again on the left-hand side, and Sackles is on the right-hand side, first receiver. Let's see which way young Dixon goes. They're going to go out to the right. Now he goes himself, a little half-back. He's tackled, he's driven back. Good tackle there from Oscar Bryant, the hooker for the Northern Rivers boys, and also the half-back. Here's the ball, comes out to the left-hand side, centre field. They're about 35. They're back where they started, the Tigers. Comes down the short side on the left. Brazel gets the ball. He goes himself, shows it one. He beats one. He gives a bad pass there straight at the young fella of Watcher's knees. Couldn't bend down and collect a good attacking play, but came to nothing there. Good run by the young lock forward there, Jock Brazel, the captain of the Greater Northern Tigers. Beat the first tackle. Scrum feed of the Titans. Riley Lack's going to feed this scrum. 10 out from his own line. Gives the first receiver. Out to, oh, great run from the big fella. He's busted through 3. He's at the halfway. He's at the 40. In pursuit. is the fullback for the Tigers, and he's brought down 5 out. Great run from Bailey Cox from a Willumbar on the attack. Bryant comes the short side. He goes himself. No runners. Surprisingly, 5 out. The Titans are on the boil here. Out to the big front rower. Johansson, he's trying to bust over. They've held him up. No, he's ruled a try. He's got the ball down. Great run. And that all created from the Bailey Cox, the Murwillumbah boy, the lock forward for the Northern Rivers Titans. Great run from that young fella. Good tackle, 5 out by the fullback Jack to group it to. Are we dead? Weaver gives it on to the other back row. Number 12 is an attempt to kick his third conversion for the day, possibly 18-0 in favour of the Titans. Very well drilled side, these young lads here from the Titans, the Northern Rivers boys. They go down that left side. They are very, very dangerous. Thomas Weaver is working exceptionally well with 4 He regained it, and that's Jalen DeGroot. Tigers ball, 40 out, 38 metres out. He milked that penalty, but he got it. They're all over him like a rash. Tigers, they need to hit back here, desperate for a try. And Sackles has got the ball. And Sackles has got the ball, he's kicked it into touch. Will see them on the attack. Tigers should be really working hard here against 12 men. They should be getting them structures and their sets a little bit better than that. Against 12 men, they won't have that opportunity too often, so they should be making the most of that. Okay, the Titans have got the ball 45 metres out from the Tigers' line. Ball goes to Bailey Cox. I think that's the... no, it isn't. It's the centre. My apologies. That was Ruth Somerville. Ball goes now to the Titans boys. They're 25 metres out, 20 in from touch. The hook, Jordan Gallagher's on. Ball goes out to that boy, Bailey Cox. He's had a blinder so far, the big fella. He's tackled 15 metres out, centre field. Jordan Gallagher at dummy half. Ball goes out to Riley Lack. Riley Lack gets the ball, shows it one way and goes himself. Gallagher at dummy half. They're going to go down that short side again. Short pass on to Ryan Foran. And Foran, I think, has crossed over the try line. Flimsy defence there from the Tigers boys. And with 12 men, they've hit back. And that is, 22 points to 6 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. Well, against 12 men, they should have done better there, the Tigers. They won't get that advantage too often, but here we are. We're in round 5 of this competition, I believe, and too good and too strong. They're falling off some tackles there, the Tigers, and assisted by the likes of Bailey Cox and Ryan Foran. The 5'8" Riley Lack has taken control of this team now with Thomas Weaver off the field, and he's going to kick for goal, trying to convert this try. 10 in, 25 out. He puts a nice boot to it. That looks good. Beautiful kick. Well, that's 24 points to 6 in favour of the Titans. It can't be long to go before half time here at University of New England up here at Armidale. They're showing why they are undefeated in this competition, these Northern Rivers boys. Very, very good. Deep kick by McCartney. Oh, great take there from the winger. Great take. He moves the ball out just shy of 20 metres out, 20 metres in from his own line. Young number 19, Jordan Gallagher, has moved to dummy half. It looks like Oscar Bryant is having a spell, and he deserved it. He's had a blinder so far. He's a big fella. Jack Cullen moves it forward. Centre field, 45 metres out from his own line. Gives it on to Bailey Cox. He beats one ordinary attempt. He gets it onto the fullback, I think that is. Yes, it is. De Groot. De Groot's tackled inside, 45 out from the Tigers' line. Ball goes out to Riley Lack. Puts a big bomb up. Beautiful torpedo. Is anyone under it? Oh, great take. Great take from young McCartney. He's hit hard in a tackle, but he's ran well. 25 metres out, centre field from his own line. Well done to young McCartney for the Tigers. Ball comes forward. They look all offside to me. Northern Rivers there. They were lucky to get away with that, so the referee takes them back 12. Ball comes down this short side from Dixon on to Bull. Bull's too close to that sideline. He does well to stay in, the young lad. He's tackled just over halfway. Dixon at dummy half gets it onto Watches, the centre, and he looks like he's moving into a 5'8" role. Dixon again at dummy half. Going down that right side. Doesn't look to be too many runners, but they give the ball on to Lachlan Smith from Farrer. The young lad gets over 30, 28 metres out centre field. It's the last. What are they going to do? Goes on to Sackles. He goes down that right-hand side. He puts a little grubber kick. The ball bounces favourably for young De Groot. And De Groot, beautiful run, the young fella, but equally good tackle by the two boys, Dixon and also Simon. Centre field, 20 out. Ball goes into the arms of... Can't see his number, that young fella. Good run, but they're a little bit offside, the Tigers boys. He unloads at the centre onto number 19, Jordan Gallagher. And Gallagher, good run and well hit there by Brasley. Unloads to Lack. Another near intercept by Latrell Newman. That boy's got some good hands. That's about 3 intercepts. 2 he's nearly taken and in good field position, but the Titans are going to get the ball back. 40 out from their own line, centre field. That's twice there. Let me tell you, Riley Lack will have to be careful because that young lad has got very, very good hands. Young Latrell Newman. Good anticipation. They're doing well here. They're down to 12 men. The captain, Thomas Weaver, is off. He got sent to the bin for back chat. That might take him up just before half-time, I believe. The score is 24 points to 6 here in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans over the Greater Northern Tigers at Armidale here at the University. Ball goes deep kick. It can't be long to go, but the ball goes deep down. The bounces is number 4. Is that Mansfield? But that's right on the half-time break. McCartney got to the ball first and kicked it over the dead ball. It's half-time here in the clash between the Northern Rivers Titans and the Greater Northern Tigers in the Andrew Johns. And it's half-time. 24 points to 6 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. We'll have a half-time break.
That's half-time, and in our first game of the Andrew Johns Cup between Northern Rivers and Greater Northern. The score at half-time, Northern Rivers 24, Greater Northern 6.
On that? No, all good. So this one's okay, the red one? Yeah. I got jeans in the car, but I thought I can't wear jeans. No. I got jeans too. Halfback goes all right. You got a mouth on him. Too much of this. Well, drill that. That's it.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, that's on now, isn't it? You can see it there now. Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So that's that. That's that one.
So it's going okay?
Yeah, it's clean.
Right, we'll leave the orange one alone.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready, if you feel like an hour or later.
I'll get Ray going.
Oh, it's right here, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, you might, you just have to share.
Yeah, that's cool. We're back at Armidale, up at Bellevue Oval here. It's 24 points to 6 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. How's that? That's good. 24 points to 6 here in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans over the Greater Northern Tigers. In that first half, some very good performances by Bailey Cox, Ryan Foran, Big Noah Johansson, and also Jack Cullen, the forwards. Riley Lack took over from where Thomas Weaver, who was the halfback, the starting captain for Northern Rivers Titans. He got binned for 10 minutes, and Riley Lack took over down that left short side, and he was very, very impressive. So I'll be joined shortly by Ray McCoy to give us a hand here in this game. We're up for the second half. It's just about to start. Greater Northern Tigers have got a little bit of work to do, down 24 points to 6. Jockey Brazel, the captain of the Greater Northern Tigers, he's been outstanding so far. Before he went off the hooker for the Titans, I should say, went exceptionally well, young Oscar Bryant. But here we are, and I'll welcome Ray to the 24 points to 6. The Titans are up, Ray.
G'day mate, how are you? And welcome along folks. Sorry to be a little bit late, but run from Tamworth up here has been good, bit of roadworks, and I can't believe we've actually overcast day, so we're looking forward to it. You'd probably say, Paul, the perfect day for rugby league.
Beautiful day, Ray, and I've donned a jacket for the first time in 4 or 5 months. So here we go. The first half was very impressive by the Titans, Ray.
It's all good. I think a game with the Greater Northern team, it's every day or every game is a new experience for them. It's been a wonderful hit out this year for them, but again, it's the unknown. And I guess, as you probably said last year as well, at the end of the day, if they come up here and give 100%, that's all you can ask. Absolutely. This boy's had a good game so far, the 12, Ryan Foran. He was rewarded with a try just before half-time. And they've been very impressive. And that's another forward pass, Ray. That's 3 forward passes in there so far in this match. And it brings their momentum to a bit of a standstill, and probably a good thing for the Greater Northern Tigers, because they've been on the back foot plenty of times this game so far. Having missed the first half, just give me your quick break-up on the two teams from the first half. What do both teams need to go forward? Well, the defence, especially for the Tigers, the defence, they've got to really shut down that second phase play. Some of the big back rowers and the front rowers for the Titans are unloading way too easy. They've got to certainly defend better. There's just too many drop-offs and shirt grabs. For the Titans, goodness me, they're a very well-drilled side, mate, the Northern Rivers boys. Very exceptional, especially down this, and they'll be coming on our side this time. This left-hand side attack for the Titans, very impressive indeed, Ray. Excuse me. It's and again, one of the things that stood out last year as well, and I'm just seeing in this first 10 minutes now, Paul, I think fitness might be one of the big things as well. And again, even though the fact they're wearing the brand of the Titans, I'm sure that they've been well skilled up there. But just looking in this first 10, the fitness level seems to be a little bit favouring the Titans at the moment. But again, at the Northern Tigers, they'll regroup and come again. You've nailed that. Absolutely nailed it. Anyway, here we go. Dixon put the ball into touch off a good penalty and good field position for the Tigers. Ball comes out to Watchers, and no, he doesn't. The back row, and that is Bully. Hayden Bull from Scone. 5 out, 20 in from touch. Ball goes out the back. Here's a boy who started over before and scored their only try, young Reed. He's pulled down 2 metres out. Ball goes out the back to Dixon. Dixon gets the ball. He gets it on to the big Sam Fetchner from Mark Simon, I should say.
Rude goes to dummy half again. Here's Jock Brazel, the captain. He nearly always beats the first tackle. He unloads, gets the ball onto Blake Johnston, and Johnston's driven back in that tackle. He's 5 in from touch, 10 metres out. Here's Rude from dummy half again. Gets the ball onto Ryan Kelly-Payne, and Payne charges forward. It's the last tackle. Rude at dummy half again. Looks to go himself. He does. He tries to dart over again, but it comes to nothing. Changeover. 15 in from touch, a metre out.
The good thing you're seeing at the moment is, although they did miss one opportunity, not a lot of panic when they're getting up into the red zone for the Tigers, but probably a little bit deep for me. They're giving them a real good head start, standing back 10 or 15 metres before they go forward.
You watch them come out of here, Ray, these boys. I hope they don't disappoint me, but they're a very good side, and a couple of the Tigers really need the first hit. First hit has to count in defence, and that's what's not been happening early. Ball goes down that right-hand side, and they go forward again. They're 25 metres out, centre field. Young boy of Gallagher has moved into dummy half, and that ball, they kick the ball downtown. They let it bounce, and it goes into touch. Don't know whether he should have took that on the full, Ray, and went centre field, but anyway, it's a scrum feed to the Tigers, and they'll get the ball 20 metres out, 20 in from their own line.
I just see one of the boys doing it probably hardest at the moment is their coach in Steve Halen. He's urging the boys on from the sideline. But again, as we've probably seen in the earlier rounds in this competition, that the Tigers aren't done and dusted, even though the score is 24 points to 6. I think they certainly well drilled by Steve. Fitness may be a bit of a problem, but at the end of the day, probably one of those things, if they get on a roll, I'll go from there.
Well, in the early stages of the season, Ray, you wouldn't think that they would have had too many runs together, and that's the biggest problem. And look, in saying that, it probably counts for all the teams. I shouldn't just signal out the Greater Northern Tigers, but it's very difficult to get all the boys together, and even I think for Country Rugby League in general, fitness will be a key across the board in every game and every division as well. So here we go. Sorry, Ray.
No, you're right. You're right.
I was going to say, here we go. The Tigers are trying to get out from their own red zone here. They're still, great defence from the Northern Rivers boys. They've bottled them up here inside their own 30. They're just out about 35 metres out. That was a clear strip of the ball, and great piggyback penalty for the Tigers here. That's exactly what they needed. They need to hit back. It's 24 points to 6. We're at about 3 minutes of the second half.
Oh, mate, must have thought the linesman and the referee were blind, because it was just very, very blatant. Just talking about preparation, one of the things I've been told 100 years ago, that getting into this early pre-season competitions, that preparation is personal. Yeah. You can train as a team, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the individual. So I guess in these later stages now, score is 24 to 6, Titans in front. This is where you dig deep, and that personal preparation will come to the fore.
One of the things I like, Ray, is this Jockey Brazel, the lock forward for the Tigers. He leads by example, and geez, he runs hard, and he's cut a couple of boys in half today, even in defence, even though they had 24-6 down, but he's defended exceptionally well. And this Pitchay Dixon, he's going to the line, he scored. What a great individual performance down that short left-hand side. He was in motion from the time he took the ball, showed and goed, and he really cut the Northern Rivers defence apart there with a great individual effort. That is 24 points to 10, kick to come. Well done.
That's another young boy from Moree, so Latrell Newman done very well. As you mentioned earlier, Jock, I saw it was a 7, was it?
Yeah, I think it was Dixon.
Young Dixon from Aberdeen, out of a Group 21. He looks very much like the fullback coming out of Moree, Latrell Newman. Bit of pace there, and again, as we get into this second half, if anyone looks like they're going to have a bit of a rest, and you've got a bit of speed on your side, that's the aim, to go to that player and make the break from there. So we're back to 24-10, certainly an open game now.
Oh, that's exactly what they needed, that piggyback penalty. It all come from that ridiculous strip there, right in front of the linesman and the referee. So here we go. Young Dalton McCartney going to try and convert. He's about 5 metres in from touch, 21 metres out. He'll do well to kick this, Ray.
We'll back him in, mate. We'll back him in. He's got a game. I see Tommy Leroy-Lars out there having a yarn of the boys now, and again, a great opportunity for these boys now to piggyback this try, and from 24-10, fight their way back into the game, and just missed it.
24 points to 10 here, about 5 minutes into the second half.
Great Northern by number 7, Tommy Dixon. The conversion was unsuccessful from Dalton McCartney to score. Northern Rivers 24, Great Northern 10.
I mean, their program has got him down as, I don't know, yeah, let's call him Tommy. you'll have to. I have to make a huge apologies, but they've got his name. I don't know if that Tommy's his nickname. We'll call him Tommy. Yes, but it was a fantastic try and a great individual effort there by young Dixon to hit back for the Greater Northern Tigers. 24 points at 10. Here we go. Riley Lack will do the restart. He puts it deep and high, and that man himself, Dixon, catches the ball on the full, moves it out centre field, but 25 metres out from his own line. Full of running now. He's another guy that has led by example. Young Reed gets the ball from dummy half, and he's tackled right on the 30-metre line centre field. Ball goes to Dixon at dummy half, and he goes forward. And I think that's young Ryan Kelly Payne from Gunnedah, young lad. He looks he's hurt himself in that tackle, Ray. Ball goes out the left-hand side onto Ann Sackles. Ball goes on to number 15, and that's Lachlan Smith from Farah. Right on the halfway line. Reed gets the ball on to Kelly Payne. He moves the ball up 42 metres out, centre field. It's the last. Comes out to this right-hand side onto Ann Sackles, and Ann Sackles, a few boys offside. There'll be a penalty here, no question at all. Absolutely, they were offside. There shouldn't, no argument there, Ray.
No, tell me this, the game wide open here. This is the second year of this concept, but you being based out in Group 21, the under-16s have embraced the Andrew Johns Cup. Well,
I don't know firsthand, Ray, and I apologise for not having more knowledge on the subject, but but indeed, they've done exceptionally well. I know they're in full training. What a great run there from young Ryan Foran, and he was hit hard and by Jock Brazel, and that's a young lock forward that I was telling you about, Ray. He got dragged back. He was running at it like a locomotive. He got to the 30-metre line, and Jock Brazel hit him with the assistance of a couple of others, and they drove him back 13 metres. I told you this kid, and let me tell you, Steve Halen and Bomber Jones have got big raps on this young jockey Brazel.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got the C alongside his name. He's a skipper, and we're deep into the game now, and if anyone wants to pick up the baton and run with it, he's certainly doing that, and hopefully the players will follow him from there. That was a big run, but also a huge tackle, and to drive him back 10 yards.
It was great. It was great play in attack and also in defence. They got the penalty out of it. A bit too much work happening there after they drove young Ryan Foran back. Young boy from Murwillumbah. He's had a great game so far as well. We're down with an injury at the moment. I'm just trying to see who that is, Ray. Number 8. That's Mark Simon from Farah. He's took the ball up well so far this game too, the young lad. Here's Thomas Weaver. He's going to kick for touch, and he's going to find it. They're about 45 metres out. They'll take the tap restart. 10 metres in. Ball goes out to Thomas Weaver. He gives the ball on to Jack Cullen. He goes through, and he's tackled there, centre field, 25 metres out. Gallagher at dummy half. Ball goes on to number 14, and that's Henry Lee. He's from Lismore. Good tackle there. Here's Gallagher out the back to Thomas Weaver. Weaver cut out pass on to the forward, the fullback. Oh! It went into the hands of Rowan Mansfield, only to be dropped about 5 metres out by the young boy Jack Field. Unfortunately for the Titans, that good attack down this left-hand side, and they're hitting this left-hand side. As I said earlier, Ray, they love coming down here. Just the last pass let them down.
It's looking like now in fact both teams look like they'll take a few chances to get over the try line. Certainly a little bit of fatigue on both sides, but we're looking for a
young bully who's been running exceptionally well there, young Hayden Bull from Scone. He runs well off that young boy Dixon. They went down the left-hand side there, and it was a good run, but unfortunately when he went to get up to play the ball, just fumbled a little bit. So the pressure's back right on the Tigers, and the Titans, the Northern Rivers Titans, will have this ball 25 metres out, 20 in from touch, right on the attack. Riley Lack to feed the scrum, goes out the back to Weaver. Weaver gets the ball on to De Groot. De Groot gives a nice wrap around with Weaver, the halfback, and he's going to score in the corner. No, is he? Great defence, but great move. 2 metres out, ball goes long out to Mansfield, and Mansfield gets the ball onto number 14, and that's Henry Lee. They're about 10 out, 8 out. Penalty. He's found a penalty. Referee Pat Allen raking the ball. Anyway, the Titans have got the ball. They're going to take a penalty. Another repeat, set of 6. Last thing the Tigers need, Gallagher's going to get this ball now with a tap restart. He gives it on to Jack Cullen, who's had a blinder so far, and he's tackled 2 metres out, directly under the post. Can they hold him out here, the Tigers? Ball goes long out to Riley Lack. Riley Lack shows and goes himself. Another good defensive effort. Pressure's on. Ball goes from Gallagher. Short pass on to, I think that's the front rower. He's held up over the line. He'll go back to the 10. That's number 16, and that was Byron Jones. Restart, get at the back to Weaver. Weaver gets the ball, shows it under for De Groot. Wrap around with Weaver again. Inside pass to Foran. 5 metres, he's not held. He gets up and takes off again. Jockey Brazel comes. Them two have had a battle and a half. Let me tell you, a metre out. They're going to come down that. No, long pass out to Cullen. He charges over. 28 points to 10. Good move.
Well, to me, that try belongs to the Thomas Weaver, the little halfback. He's been involved in 3 plays, certainly off the set play as well. But again, he's drawn everyone in. He's the talker, he's the thinker in the team there. And then he's worn the Tigers down. Then suddenly one big fella up the middle, and they're over for a 28-10 lead. Ray,
just a little bit of info on this young lad. I was talking to Bert Lowry before the game, and very heavily involved, as everyone would know, watching Country Rugby League, that Bert is a good judge of young boys, and he told me that the halfback was an exceptional young player. He also spent 10 minutes in the bin in the first half.
That's good. Yeah, he's got to be cheeky.
Well, he's cocky, and he is he's cheeky, but he's a very, very talented young lad, and he's come back on, and certainly every second ball is going young Thomas's way. He's going to try and convert this try to make it 30 points to 10. He moves in, kicks it, no trouble whatsoever. 30 points to 10 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. And as you said, Ray, everything is going either his way or Riley Lack the 5/8 way, and the forwards are accommodating them and making that exceptional ability by the 2 halves. The back rowers are fantastic, and I've got to say, young Jack Cullen, the number 10 for the Titans, he's just a ball of muscle, and geez, he runs well.
The thing that's got me so far is and again going back to the little number 7 in Thomas Weaver, again the concept for the under-16s, he's got the smarts, he's got some speed, he kicks goals, and again at 16 years of age he's certainly going to grow from here. So again, once again, the concept of the under-16s and under-18s in both the cups, that he could be a player that not too far down the track we'll see with one of the big boys clubs.
Well, if there's some smart scouts here, they'll certainly notice him. Here he goes again. He gets the ball just shy of halfway. He gives it on to one of his very favourite back rowers. Oscar Bryant, the hooker's back on. He goes well. Right on the 40 centre field. Ball goes out the right-hand side of the field to Lack, and Lack gets the ball onto Somerville. And Somerville gets up over the 30, about 25 metres out. It's the last tackle. They'll come back to Thomas Weaver, and Weaver gets the ball, puts a little chip over the top. It's into the in-goal area. Can they get it out? He fumbles it, but he regains it, and it's dead in goal. And they'll start with the line dropout. More pressure for the Greater Northern Tigers.
I probably didn't need that, and again I think the play was rushed to try and recover the ball, but these are the little things in the later part of the game we're talking about a lot. In fact, we're talking about the Titans being well drilled. This will now come back to the Tigers, and they're not out of it, 30 points to 10, just to see exactly what they've got. Who through the whole course of the game has basically been leading apart from the lock forward, taking the Tigers forward, Paul?
Well, the 2 front rows are going exceptionally well. The young end Sackles, the 5'8", is good, but here we go. They're all offside. They're offside from the line dropout. Do you think they'll take the kick for goal, Ray?
That's a dumb penalty. And with due respect to everyone, that's a dumb penalty. It's lazy, and we'll probably show in the play now. They'll pay the penalty for this because, again, with the structure of the Titans and young Weaver calling the shots, they'll have a set play now, and there's a good chance they'll go over again.
Yeah, and they went to his favourite player, and that's Jack Cullen. Oscar Bryant, the hooker, I really like him. He's very, very good. Weaver goes on to Lack out the right-hand side, short pass on to Somerville, I think that is. Yes, the big centre. Bryant goes himself from dummy half. He squeezes over for a couple of flimsy defenders, spins in the would-be tackler and scores just right of the uprights. That is 34 points to 10, Ray.
Well, I'd hate to say, but at the end of the day, I'm looking down at Steve Halen now, and with Tom Leroy about to head out there and have a couple of words to the boys. I'm hoping they haven't put the cue in the rack, because at the end of the day, there's a lot to still to play for within this concept. So, and again with the Greater Northern Tigers spirit, we'll hope now that they turn around from this and get across the line on the other end of the field. But in saying that, Paul, the Titans are certainly on a roll.
Ray, I'm just looking at the ladder prior to this game today. Have a look at the against. In 4 games, this Northern Rivers Titans side has only let in 8 points, believe it or not, and today they've let in 10. So well done to the
We've cracked them.
Well done to the Northern Rivers Tigers, but this Northern Rivers Titans side, the Greater Northern Tigers, I should say, the Northern Rivers Titans side, very, very good young team, and Thomas Weaver just moves in to convert that try, so it is 36 points to 10 up here at Armidale. And yeah, look, they're a very good team.
I can recall a 12 months ago, we were up here for this, and the Northern Tigers were the underdogs on that particular day, turned around and had a win. A bit of an upset from here, so 36 to 10 is going to be a big ask. I guess at the end of the day, and we'll be totally unbiased, at the end of the day we're just hoping that the Tigers now will regroup and give it all they've got for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it's all about a bit of pride here now, and they need to finish this game off as strong as they can, and hopefully not let any more tries in. Ray, I want you to keep an eye on this hooker here, the young lad, number 9, Oscar Bryant. I really like his style from dummy half, and he directs the forwards left and right really well. Good hands there by the boys. Thomas Weaver threw that ball onto Ryan Foran, and they're just shy of the halfway. This kid here I really rate, Jack Cullen from Cudgeon, Ray. He has not taken a backward step all day. They're right on the 40-metre line, 20 in from touch. Ball goes down the short side. Thomas Weaver puts the kick through. It looks like it's going to be long. It's going to be held up just shy, and it's gone into touch. 1 metre out from the Tigers line. So they'll have a scrum feed. 20 in from touch, 10 out. And let's see what they can do with this set of 6. There's a couple of substitutes taking place, and we'll get to them. But the big number 8, Joe Hansen, has come back on for the Northern Rivers Titans. The young fullback goes well too, Ray. De Groot really goes well. So here we go. Jan Sackles is going to feed this scrum. Let's see if they can get down into the Northern Rivers Titans end zone. Sloppy pass from the scrum base, but they've received it. Thomas Dixon gets it out. He gets it on to Hayden Bull, and Hayden Bull gets the ball. And he's taken 18 metres out from his own line. And there's the Northern Rivers Titans boy put his hand up. So young Bull, I think, injured himself in that tackle. No, he's going to play it. Dixon at dummy half. What is going on? Fun and games. Dixon at dummy half. The referee pulled that game up, gets it on to Luke Smith, and Luke Smith takes the ball forward, 22 metres out from his own line. Here's Dixon at dummy half again, gets the ball out to Ansackles. Ansackles gets it to Brazel. Jockey Brazel works his way up to the 30. He tries to step out of 2 tackles, but doesn't achieve that. Dixon at dummy half gives a short pass down that right-hand side, and that is, I think that is, not sure who that is. 38 metres out, centre field. Ball goes out to Dixon, on to Ansackles, the 5'8", and he gets the ball. He's over halfway. Ball goes out the back to Ansackles, and he puts the kick forward. I got that name wrong, but anyway, Somerville, I think that is, and Rowan Mansfield. He's took that bomb exceptionally well there, 15 metres out from his own line. Let's see if they can get the ball down the other end of the field, the Titans. Here's the winger, and that's young Jack Field, taking the heat off the forwards. That's what they do, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Take that ball out, and there we go. What's he called here, Paddy Allen?
Played off the mark. Nowadays, we'd have penalised that and give the other mob a shot.
Yep, I had a ruler out. I think he was only 5 millimetres over the mark there, but anyway, we'll play it again. Oscar Bryant at dummy half. He gives the ball on to the big fella, number 8, and that is Joe Hansen. He makes it up to his own 30-metre line. Centre field. Bryant comes down this right-hand side. Him and Weaver have got a great combination going, and that's the boy here, the fullback, Jalen de Groot, gives it to that young fella, Oscar Bryant. Is he going to be charged down? No, they've caught him. Right, he's lost it in the tackle. It went backwards, and they've lost the ball. It's a Tigers ball, 15 out, centre field.
goes out the back. They're all over the place here at the moment, Ray.
The thing that's getting me at the moment with the Tigers, again, lack of possession has been a big thing in their second half, but they haven't really valued the ball. Even that set of 6, there was no look to try and get a repeat set. It was a matter of just go through the motions, do the 6, put the ball up in the air, hand over possession, and let's defend again from there. So, they're not going to score points unless they've got the ball. So to me, it's going to be a little bit of the smarts now that they need to get in, get the ball, control this last phase of play.
Here's Jock Brazel, takes the ball forward. He's full of running and he gets a penalty out of that. All the Titan boys were offside, just shy of halfway. I will say, I've had the headgear on number 3, the young lad of Watchers, Campbell Watchers from Inverell, and Ethan Ansackles. I've had their headgear mixed up a couple of times and I do apologise for that. The young boy Watchers has got the green and black headgear, whereas Ansackles is out here on the right-hand side with the red and black headgear. So I do apologise for that a couple of times, but we all make mistakes. Stop laughing, Ray. Here's the Tigers. Can they score? Here's this young fella. Watches. He takes the ball forward and he's tackled 3 metres out. He gets a penalty out of that. He's gone high. Someone went high on him, and that was the Henry Lee went high on the young boy of Watches, and he doesn't look well there, the young fella. He's going to be called out for a bit of a yarn by Pat Allen, the referee.
I don't think the referees up here, with respect, got the same email as the Sydney referees for the first couple of rounds to let the game flow. Let them play footy.
Yeah, well, on that occasion, it was a high tackle, so he's pulled a penalty anyway, so they'll get a repeat set of 6, the Tigers. They got a good set out here on the right-hand side, and led by, right out here on the fringe here, is this young lad, Jockey Brazel. Like I said earlier, I've been talking to Bomber Jones, the assistant coach, and Halo, Steve Halen, coaches of the Greater Northern Tigers back down in Muswellbrook. I've had a yarn to them, and geez, they wrap this kid up. They wrap him up exceptionally well, and along with that back row in particular, and Jack Cullen and Joe Hansen from the Northern Rivers Titans, we've got some great young forwards there, Ray, in our ranks.
The good thing is the boys will go out of this representative phase now, go back to their home clubs, and hopefully take that experience back with them and bring the other players up to their level.
Ray, what I'm trying hard to believe is that these kids are under 16.
Yeah, I think we said the same thing last year. At the end of the day, and the fact that they're academies teams now, so they get the opportunity to pick the cream of the crop, get them together, and again, it's an education process to off the field as well as on the field. But what I'm liking is the fact not only with the Greater Northern team, but also all the teams involved in both the Andrew Johns and the Laurie Daley Cups. All these teams have got great mentors off the field, whether that be their coaches, their trainers, their managers, but there's good people around them. So we're not only developing good footballers, we're actually hopefully developing good personnel as well.
Look at the size of this young boy here on the sideline here. He's standing with Bomber Jones, young Ryan Kelly Payne from Gunnedah. I tell you what, he's a man mountain, this young fella, and you know, he's under 16. I can't believe it. And he's not the only young lad out there. There's big boys out there across the board in both sides, and goodness me, they're rooting well, these young lads.
Mate, it's a totally different subject, but you see the back of a local paper down in Tamworth this morning, young Ben Gunther, who, again, an ex-Gunnedah boy that a similar size, around about 16 years of age. He's now cracked the big boys with the Rugby Union. But again, that's what I'm saying about, well, I'm liking the Andrew Johns and the Laurie Daley Cup. You're getting these kids in at the good time to actually teach them all the good things to give them the opportunity to go forward.
It's a fantastic concept, Ray. Fantastic concept. Anyway, young Reed is back on, Riley Reed from Dungowan. He's number 14, so they've got a penalty out of that. And young Watchers, he got hit hard in a tackle, and he's coming off the field. So hopefully he's okay. I'd say it's a HIA. If I was a betting man, it has to be a HIA. Here's the penalty tap restart. Ball goes from Reed, and he goes down that short side, and I think that is Luke Smith, young Luke Smith from Dem, and he's tackled about 2 metres out. Reed at dummy half, ball goes out to Dixon. Dixon out the back to Ansackles, short pass to Jockey Brazel, and he's trying to take the forward. Great tackle there by Thomas Weaver. They held him up along with Ryan Foran. Reed at dummy half, goes a long pass out to Dixon. He had no runners. The defence was up in his face early. He had to go himself directly under the post, 8 metres out centre field. Ball goes from Reed to dummy half. He skirted over earlier from dummy half. He beats one, darts around. Number 9 now is Sam Fetchner from Scone. He's gone in. He's back on. Ball goes to Sackles. He shows and goes. He's trying to squeeze over Ray. Gun loads a pass from off the ground. It was intended for Jockey Brazel, but it went into the hands of a Titans player. Here they've got the ball. Pressure off for the Titans, and that little attacking play came to nothing.
But again, as I said, why not look for a repeat set? You've got the ball, finally, work it through. Certainly experienced, he's out there. Get another 6 and give it another shot, but they've handed over again.
Oscar Bryant gets the ball, and he gives a good tackle there from young Fetchner from Scone. He made that count. Well done, Bright from dummy half. Gives it to Weaver, and Weaver gets the ball downtown. He said, enough of this garbage, I'm going to get it downtown, and it's a great kick. And young Latrell Newman from Moree picks the ball up about 5 metres in from his own line. He's belted, and a good tackle, 12 out. One of the players there was young Rowan Mansfield, and also Ryan Foran, and he's driven they're straight into that defensive effort again. I think Foran might have hurt his shoulder there, but here he goes. Is that the young lad back on, Ray? The centre? It is, yes. Young Campbell Watches. Good to see. Here's Dixon from dummy half. He's been busy all game. Well done to him. He's tackled 32 metres out, centre field. Oscar Bryant. That tackle looked a little bit dodgy for mine. They picked his legs up, and he did go beyond the horizontal there just for a split second. I think he's waiting there for, what is he waiting for, Ray? He's got up and he looks all good.
Yeah, I think he went in low, and at the end of the day, I think it was very, very awkward. There's certainly no lift involved. He just bent over, but it's good to see the Great Northern Tigers bench blowing up.
They did deluxe, didn't they? He looks all good, young Dixon, and that's Tommy Dixon. And we've got an injury in the back play here. I think, is that their fullback, Ray? Young Jalen de Groot? No, it's not Jalen de Groot. My apologies. We'll work this out in a minute. We'll wait till he comes off the field. The Bailey Cox is coming back onto the field, the lock forward. He had a great first half. Wasn't on there a great deal of time, but he set up a try. One of the Titans' tries in that first half, midway through that first half with a fantastic run.
Let's try to work out the injury with the young back from the Titans. It looks like whether it's a knee injury. He's certainly favouring. I don't think it's a concussion as such, but I think he's favouring a knee.
Yeah, he looks very groggy indeed. We wish him all the very best there.
All right, whilst we're getting towards the latter stage of this game, we've got 3 other great games on today as well, Paul.
Oh, mate, they're going to be sensational. The next game will be a very good indeed in terms of where they're situated on the ladder, because the Northern Rivers Titans are in their northern, shall I say, the division of the Laurie Daley Cup. They're last, and the Greater Northern Tigers are coming second last. So it'll be a bit of battle for pride here in that game in particular. And I'm sure the Tigers, Peter Stevens, the coach, will want to come away with a victory there. That was a really ordinary play, the ball. No, he's got a report from the touch judge, so he got up and blew up Deluxe, the young winger, Jack Field, and he got a penalty for his efforts.
We talk about discipline. I don't want to harp like an old man, but at the end of the day, we see it in the NRL games, even last night. At the end of the day, there's shortcuts late in the game. Same rules apply in the first 5 and the last 5.
There's 4 and get the ball off the tap restart. He's tackled 30 metres out, 5 in from touch. He's Mansfield at dummy half, gets the ball to Weaver, onto big Johannesen, I should say. He's still going, dropping off him like flies. The big fella's 5 metres out. Brian at dummy half, they're coming down the short side. No, he shows and goes himself. Is he going to squeeze over? He has, Ray. Good try from the young fella.
Just watching the defence of the Titans then, while the little halfback in Weaver was setting up play outside towards the goalpost and then heading out to the right, the players took their eye off the play itself, and again the little 9 strolled over for another try. We break out now to 36 points to 10, Paul. A lot to take out of it, I guess, for both teams. A lot of work to be done by the Tigers going forward. The Titans, well, they've been on top of the ladder as far as defence and attack. They're certainly well drilled, but I think even on that, their coach may not be exceptionally happy with their second half.
No, indeed. Indeed. There's a few little hiccups here that they've had. come the semi-finals of the Andrew Johns Cup, they'll want their structures to be a little bit better. The ends of their sets have been a little bit sloppy indeed. A couple of forward passes from dummy half, but they're hitting them on the advantage line, Ray, and good teams do that. The forwards and young Oscar Bryant, the hooker, he's hitting his forwards right on the advantage line. And look, and in those cases, the ball can go forward because you're just looking for that extra metre. But they'll fine-tune that. They're a good side. Here's Thomas Weaver going to try and convert this try to make it 42 points. No, he sprayed it straight off the side of his boot, and it's the first one he's missed for the day. So it's 40 points to 10 here.
There to Oscar Bryant, he's second for the day, number 9 for Northern Rivers. Conversion was unsuccessful. Thomas Weaver, the score now. Northern Rivers 40, Great Northern 10.
Can't be too long to go. The restart here from Dylan McCartney. Joe Anderson's got the ball from the kick-off and he runs forward. He's straight down there. What a great run from the young front rower. The hooker, Bryant at dummy half again. He gives the ball on to Bailey Cox. And Cox has had a lengthy stay on the sideline, but he's back now. They're about 38 metres. Centre field, Weaver gets the ball, runs well. Good looking halfback, this young lad. Moves well, just shy of halfway. Ball goes out to Johannesson again. Short tip on pass to Bailey Cox. He's over the 40, centre field. 38 metres out from the Tigers line. Titans on the attack. Ball comes out this left side again. Little kick from Weaver. Puts it, dribbles it through, and it's well taken there by Braden Talbot Hatch from Gunnedah, the young winger. Hasn't had too many opportunities, that young bloke, but he's done particularly well. Ball goes now onto the Tigers. And that is I think that's the young fullback, and no, it's not young fullback. That's Dale McCartney. Here's Jockey Brazel. My apologies. That was Blake Johnston from Scone, the centre, and Jock Brazel is tackled, but he's got a penalty out of that for a hit over the top. And who was that? Was that the 5'8"? Riley Lack has come over there and he's been penalised for that tackle on Jock Brazel. Here's Tommy Dixon. He's failed to find touch, and that is a coach killer. That's what they say. Nevertheless, the Titans have got the ball and he's lost that. So there's a little... and Tommy Dixon was in that tackle, and you're right, Ray. He failed to find touch, and they've got the ball back now after a little bit of an error in that run by young Jack Field from Cudgeon.
We're going to give a wrap to the Armidale Rugby League Club too. The grounds here at the university absolutely superb. Even if it does rain, got a nice area here under the grandstand, good coverage, and I'm sure the boys, and again probably the most important of the boys, dressing sheds and the facilities downstairs very good indeed. So it's great to see this type of footy in the bush, and certainly here at Armidale.
Well, we're not going to get wet, put it that way.
Right. Mind you, having said that, we played at Narrabri one day and the rain actually came along about absolutely horizontal, so we were standing up the back of the grandstand and we got wet, so hopefully it's not one of those days.
Yeah, well, don't mock it. Here's Dixon from dummy half again. He goes forward, been very busy. In a beaten side here today, Dixon's played particularly well. Rude from dummy half. He gets the ball out to Ensackles, and Ensackle gives an inside ball, and it goes to the ground. Bryant for the hooker for the Northern Rivers Titans cleans up the cleans up the dregs, and 22 metres out from his own line. Here's the young 18, and that is young Keegan Pace. He's been on for a while, and he looks handy as well. They get the ball. Jake Coleman. He's done well there, young Jake. And he's 35 metres out from his own line. Ball goes flat pass from Bryant to Weaver, and Weaver gets the ball. Every time he touches the ball, Ray looks well. Looks really good. He was picked up on the halfway line and taken back, but he'll play the ball. The referee wasn't happy. He was another. Yeah, we won't go into it. Bryant down, flat pass onto Foran. Foran gives the ball onto the centre, and he lost the ball in that tackle. Rowan Mansfield, no, he didn't. I thought he dropped that. Mansfield should have given it to the winger, Jack Field, but anyway, he's tackled. 30 metres out, 10 in from touch. Ball goes out the back to Weaver again. There's the full-time siren in the background, and he's going to finish with a bomb down the throat of young Latrell Newman. He juggles it, and he's going to score! Well, he had all day to catch it, young Newman, the fullback, but as he dropped it in his own in-goal, the ball dribbled into the in-goal area, and one of the Northern Rivers Titans, Ray, has dived on the ball to take it to 44 points to 10, kick to come, and the full-time siren's gone.
Well, again, disappointing way to finish the game from there, but I think once that bomb went up in the air, it was a real good chance that they were going to score off that. Not a lot of keen play from the fullback, but at the end of the day, there we are. 40 points to 10 is the win from the Titans.
Yeah, they're not even going to go for a kick for goal, Ray.
All right, the old mate's having a yarn here as well on the PA. So there we go, 40 points to 10. Doesn't matter how you look at it.
Defeated the North Coast Bulldogs, which means that Greater Northern will also advance to the semi-finals in the Andrew Johns Cup.
That's good.
Well, there we are, that's good news. So both these teams move forward to the semi-finals.
Both advancing 2 weeks' time to the semi-finals at Foster on Sunday. So congratulations to both sides.
There we go. They get the Greater Northern boys get a chance to go to the beach to Foster. Remembering we won the under-16s, this about 5 years ago now, but it'll be good to get back over there and have another shot. Now again, that gives the coaching staff and the support staff the opportunity now to work with this team. And based on today's play, do you see any changes or players that have actually been on the bench that may force their way in?
Well, Ray, I do like the young boy Riley Root from the Tigers. We talk about the beaten side first. 44 points to 10, the final score. Riley Root, I thought the number 14, very busy indeed. He worked well. Him and young Dixon, they rotated through that dummy half position, and very pleasing indeed. As for the Northern Rivers Titans, outstanding young side with a number of players there that Yeah, absolutely. When it's live, can you let us know when you're turning off as well?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Well, the Laurie Daley Cup teams are just about to take the field, and as we speak, Ray, the Northern Rivers Titans side, is taking the field, and we'll get on to all the numbers later, Ray, but this is a game for pride for mine. I don't think either of the teams, the Greater Northern Tigers or the Northern Rivers Titans, I don't think either of them can make the semi-finals, but as we said, they'll be playing for pride here, and certainly in the last round of the Laurie Daley Cup, both sides will want to come away with a victory indeed.
Well, I think it's also the fact that we mentioned earlier about preparation is personal, but also performance is personal too. Now, even though both teams may not have the opportunity to move forward to the finals, I think at the end of the day there'll be a selection process down the track to take some of these players further, and I'm sure that both of these teams have players within their groups that would like to make that next step forward.
Oh, no question, Ray. And Peter Stevens, the Greater Northern Tigers coach, he also coaches the under-23 team. I know he's a little bit disappointed last week. They played the North Coast side last week. So he'll certainly want to come our way with a victory, as will the other coach, Justin Stewart, for the Northern Rivers Titans.
The thing that really stands out for me, and again it's that little magic word of attitude, is that we've got players of this age playing big footy in the city. And a lot of it to me is preparation and mental attitude. Now that there will be certainly players, whether they're coming out of these teams or other teams, that will no doubt down the track play a bigger brand of footy through the NRL, or certainly within metropolitan footy, or even if they go to their first grade team and do well from there. But again, it's that magic word of opportunity, and I'm hoping that I'm sure all these players will make the best of it, and as they move forward. Well, here we go, 35 minutes of football in the Laurie Daley Cup, Paul.
Thanks, Ray. And as we said, looking at it, the Tigers, Greater Northern Tigers, are running right to left on your screen. Titans are going to be moving the ball. We'll get used to some of these boys very shortly. Good go forward by the Titans early. They're a big front rower there. Carl Lalahia. He's done a good run there. They're up the halfway already, the Titans. You got a penalty out of that, a little bit of a leg pull, and the hooker there. Zachary Hicks. He looks very, very clever from dummy half there, Ray. Goes well. We'll see how he goes. He's a big number 11, and that is Tim Johannes. I wonder if he's any relation to the young bloke in the 16s. I wouldn't imagine he is. He's probably his older brother.
I'd hate their food, Bill.
Here's Hicks at dummy half. Goes down that short left-hand side. I see number 14's on, and that's Joshua Bowden. A good go forward already. Here's the fullback, and he's took the line on Oliver Lindley from the Tweed Coast. 12 metres out, 10 in from touch. Hicks the dummy half. Short ball there. Still trying to get over. They'll need some good defensive effort here from the Tigers. Hicks at dummy half. Ball goes out the back onto the 5'8", Hallard, and Hallard goes himself. He's tackled 8 metres out directly in front. Number 9, Hicks again. He gives a short ball to the lock forward, and he charges over, and that's Simon Pratt from Casino. What a good couple of sets of 6 early on, Ray, for the Northern Rivers Titans.
I think even after a couple of minutes, we're seeing a couple of things similar to the under-16s, that their structure's good. They're valuing the ball when they go up into the red zone. Just simply a second runner then, and they're over. So the Northern Tigers, again, I think will probably regroup now under the post, and they know they've got a game ahead of them. Even though you mentioned earlier that both teams probably not in the running to go towards the final series, which we know. But again, pride is a marvellous thing, so we'll see now. I'm interested to see now if the structures have stayed the same right through the Titans, through the 16s and through the 18s, and again we'll see through the under-23s.
Yeah, it'll be interesting indeed, because their go forward's exceptional early, and we've only had 3 minutes of football. I'm just looking at that young bloke of Johansson. Very similar in stature to Noah Johansson in the under-16s for the Titans. Both front, both forwards. Young Tim, big lumps of lads, fair dinkum. I think you were right when you said you wouldn't want their food bill.
Just to number 13, Simon Pratt, converted by number 3, Thomas Vickery, the score.
Yeah.
Northern Rivers 6, Greater Northern yet.
I'm just looking around the grandstand now to see if I see a big lump of a bloke. There's a good chance it's going to be their dad.
Here we go. Here's Trent Taylor from Dungowan. Plenty of Dungowan boys in this Greater Northern Tigers team, and he takes a kick off, and they charge forward again. The Titan boys, big number 8, and that was no, it's not Carl Lalahuya. That I think was Liam Robinson. Anyway, centre field, 40 metres out. Hicks at dummy half. He comes down this right hand side. Good tackle right around the legs there by the young boy. Hicks at dummy half goes out to Hallard. Hallard gives it to number 14, which is Bowden. And Bowden has gone forward. The halfback there, Joel Antonelli, is not playing today, Ray. So we'll work out. I think number 14, Joshua Bowden, he is starting the game. He's a young lad from the Northern Tigers. Ball goes out to, that was the fullback early. Let's have a look who that is, Ray. Not sure. Here's the centre, Jet Butler. Another Dungowan lad, 30 metres out, directly in front. The hooker, Clay Frendon. He gives a short pass out there. Good hit from the Hallard, the 5'8", but he drops out of it. He's already called held. To mine, he wasn't held. It should have been play on. Fair income. Sam Wentworth, that was. He's the captain too. Stevie Dengate, young Musselbrook lad. He kicks the ball deep into the Titans line, and Oliver Lindley is going to retrieve the ball, and he's going to take the ball forward. He gets up to about 12 metres out from his own line, 20 in from touch.
I'm just looking at the Tigers now to see where their go forward's going to be, and two of their leaders in Trent Taylor at 6, and also young Stephen Dengate at 7. Certainly have the ability to lead the team around the paddock.
Did plenty of work last week, Ray, up at Coffs Harbour. But here's a break. Here's the big fella there, number 11. Is that Tim Johansson? Number 4, is it? My apologies. And that is Hilliard. He gets a penalty out of that. They held him down for too long. The culprit there was McMillan Bassett from Narrabri. But anyway, piggyback penalty. They'll find themselves in good field position here, and Hicks has taken the kick for touch. Zach Hicks from Cudgeon. It's virtually a Cudgeon versus Dungowan game.
They're very strong coming out of Cudgeon.
My oath. No, he wasn't happy with that. That's the first game was held up a number of times because they were 5 millimetres off the mark, but we'll play on. Here's a young number 10, and that's Liam Robinson from Tweed Head, so 20 metres out. Here's the lock forward, Simon Pratt. He scored the first try. He finds himself directly in front, 10 metres out. Hicks at dummy half. They're going to come down the left-hand side onto number 14, and he gets it onto the fullback. The pass goes to ground. It went behind him for mine. It's play on. Joshua Bowden, he's slotted in there at halfback, gets the ball onto number 12, and that's Robert Laurie. He's working his way forward. He's held up about a metre out. Plenty of options. Big back line set up here, Ray. Comes out to Bowden again. Bowden gives a short pass on to Hallard. Hallard beats one. No, he's held up. He unloads a pass out the back. It went to ground for mine. It was a knock on.
Bit of frustration, I think, in both these teams now. They've got, certainly with the Titans team, they're not as well structured as the 16s, where they might play themselves into that game. But and again, they've had that vital change at the number 7 with Bowden stepping in there. But again, he's a quality player from the Tweed Coast. He'll pick himself up from there. Interesting now to see exactly what the Tigers can bring to the table. They're going to get an opportunity now and hopefully work their way down the field.
Well, they don't want to be playing the game too much down here. Let's be fair to income, Ray. They need to get down there, get some good structures and some good go forward happening, and playing their side of the field, the Titans side of the field. Here's a short pass. Oh, what a great hit by big number 10 there, Liam Robinson. Put a good shot on that young lad from the Titans. Ball comes out to the right-hand side. They're going down the short side. That number 6 there, Trent Taylor. Moves well, that young lad. Tigers ball. Goes forward and they're just shy of the halfway line, the Tigers. Comes out the back to Trent Taylor again. Big midfield bomb torpedo. Is it going to go over his head? If it gets the bounce, it'll go into touch. He has to retrieve it early. Good little bit of evasive action there. He's still in no man's land, but he's done well, the young lad, Ray. Good man, good tackle there by 3 players, but they need to make it count because that was a good run by the young lad. Here's the Titans now, 10 metres out from their own line.
9 minutes gone, and the Titans are leading 6 points to nil. You're watching now, it's the Titans in possession in the blue and white, and the Tigers in the Tiger stripes.
Yeah, pretty obvious, the black and gold. Okay, Titans have possession. Centre field, 28 metres out from their own line. Hicks at dummy half. Gets the ball onto the big Lola Huya, and he gets the ball and he's hitting a good tackle there. About 35 metres out centre field. Hicks goes out from dummy half and he puts a kick in just as he is belted, and it finds touch about 21 metres out from the Tigers line. So it'll be a scrum feed, but he did well. He's got up and he got belted there in a big tackle, Ray.
Mate, it was a good tackle. It wasn't late, but I give credit to the little number 9. He sucked it in, patted the old mate on the back, and he's got up and let's go forward.
Clay Friendon, the hooker, is from the Tigers, and I tell you what, he darted out well. Scrum feed. Stevie Dengate will feed this scrum 21 metres out from his own line, the Tigers line. It's 6-0 here, as Ray said. We've had nearly 10 minutes of play here in this under 18s fixture. Laurie Daley. I always get them mixed up. Well done, Loz. Oh, good hit there. Sorry, Ray.
Worked out that Laurie's a little bit older than Andrew. That's how they named it.
Well, that'll help me to no end. Penalty to the Tigers. Big number 10 there. Jackie Todd from Dungowan. I should just say all these players are from Dungowan except the halfback that I know. Stevie Dengate finds touch 40 metres out, directly on the 40 metre line, and here is the hooker Clay Friendon. He's going to get the ball with a tap restart. Gets the ball on to out the back to number 4 Blair Maloney, for another Dungowan boy. Goodness me, he's 32 metres out centre field. Friendon at dummy half gets the ball short down that short side. I think that's number 17 that's on, Bailey Miller from Aberdeen. Bailey Miller free band. Very hard man to put down. His tackle, his go forward was great there. He's only 15 metres out, 20 in from touch. Ball goes out to number 8, McMillan Bassett. And he gets the ball. They're inside the 10. Here's the hooker, Friendon goes himself. Oh, nearly intercept. It comes off the Northern Rivers Titans' hands. Back into the hands of a Tigers line. I think that might be Jet Butler, Ray. I do stand corrected. Good hands there. No, it wasn't Jet Butler. We'll find out in a minute.
Either way, I'm just watching young Miller, mate. He's gone from number 6 last year into the forward pack, so he's eating well. Very good indeed. So, all right, well, that opens up the game now. A great try, opportunist try. It was a good structured try, and again, probably a pass from hell that we went over the top. Was hit by the Titans player, regathered by the Tigers, and over they go.
Went through Josh Bowden's hands, who tried to get in between that pass, and it went through Josh Bowden's hands into the arms. I believe it is Blair Maloney who may have scored that try, the number 4. Stevie Dengate's going to try and convert that, this try.
It's game on.
This will take it to 6-all. Stevie Dengate, he's 20 metres out. About 15 in from touch. Moves in, kicks it, missed it to the right. Missed it to the right, Steve. So it is 6 points to 4. We'll get the try scorer confirmation here. Cooper Harris scored. We were all wrong. My apologies. Young Cooper Harris. Great run from Cooper. And he's taken the score to 6-4 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. Kick restart. Kick off by Vickery. Vickery's put it deep. Ball goes down to the Tigers line, and big number 8, and that is McMillan Bassett brings it forward. He's about 15 metres out. He's been injured in that tackle, and the tackler himself was Liam Robinson. It was a big hit early, straight out off the bat, and he doesn't look well there, the big number 8, but he's up on his feet, thank goodness, and he's going to play the ball 15 out from his own line. Friend and dummy half. Waiting for the restart by the referee, which is Brett Oob. Ball goes on to Jack Todd, another Dungowan young fella. Ball comes out, he's 25 metres out, 28 metres out from his own line, centre field. Ball goes to number 12, and that is Sam Wentworth, and Wentworth brings the ball forward, he unloads. Good pass there, gets it onto Kobe Bone, and Bone pass went to ground, but it's picked up well by Blair Maloney, and he's picked up and tackled 39 metres out, 10 in from touch. From his own line, that is. Ball goes from Frendon. Frendon gives the ball forward. Good, hard defensive effort here by the Titans, and they're still shy of halfway, the Tigers. Frendon, dummy half, goes out the back to Trent Taylor, and Trent Taylor gets the ball right down the other end of the field. It holds up in the grass, and he better get on it quickly. Good chase by the Northern Rivers Tigers, and they tackle the young fullback there, Oliver Lindley, about 10 metres out from his own line, centre field. Here's the Titans trying to get out of their end zone here. He's looking to unload. He does, and that was number 3, and that was Vickery. He unloaded to, I think that's number 12, Robert Laurie, his name is. Cayenne Robert Laurie is the second rower, and a silly penalty. That'll be just what the doctor ordered for the Northern Rivers Titans side. Silly penalty, Ray. You don't give... That's coach killer stuff. When you want to fence them in here with good defence, you give a silly penalty away.
It is. You give it away. I think you know you give it away, but as soon as the referee picks you up, you throw your hands in the air and go, mate, you've got to be kidding. Well, seriously, get out of the play.
Zach Hicks has found touch, 45 metres out from his own line. They'll take the tap restart, and that's number 4, Hilliard. He takes a tap restart, and he gives it on to Laurie. We've had 15 minutes of play. Just still shy of halfway, centre field, the Titans boys. Hicks at dummy half gets a ball on to Pratt, the scorer of the first try, and he goes forward. No, he doesn't. He unloaded, he went himself, Hicks. Now Pratt gets the ball. Tries a little tip on to the big number 10. And the big fellow Liam Robinson takes the ball forward, 25 metres out, centre field. Hicks at dummy half, gets it on to Hallard. Hallard gives a good ball on to Johansson, and he goes forward. They're 15 metres out from the Tigers line. Pressure is on. They need a good defensive set here. Halliard at dummy half. Long ball out the back to Hicks. Hicks on to Bowden, and Bowden gets the ball, shows and goes, steps off his left, going towards the line. He's going to score. No, only the goalpost has held him up, Ray. Last tackle. They're going to come to the right-hand side. He's gone himself. I think he's over.
Took their eye off the dummy half. The man with the ball, and again just crawls over adjacent to the post and extend their lead now 10 points to 4.
Just waiting for this young lad to turn around, Ray. I don't know who scored that try. Got my eye on him. But he had plenty of runners out to his right-hand side, but he showed and goed, and he darted over. The markers were on the back foot right from the word go, and the A&B defenders, and that was Hallard, the try scorer. The 5'8", had a really good game so far too, Ray.
Just watching young Bowden's had a good game too, standing at the number 7, but probably the only one there with a man bun at the moment.
Yeah, I think he has. The kicker, Thomas Vickery, is going to try and convert this try. I don't think he'll have too much dramas with that. It's right in front, 12 metres out, and that'll take the score to 12 points to 4. And we've had 17 minutes of play here at Armidale. Let's hope it doesn't open up the clouds, Ray. He has converted that, so that's 12 points to 4 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans in this Laurie Daley Cup.
If you're enjoying the footy at home, no matter, probably sitting back in the lounge room watching, or you may be in a place that sells brand lemonade enjoying football, there's 2 more great games to come as well. I think it's turning point now, Paul, with 17 minutes remaining for these Tigers. And again, at 12 points to 4, now's the time to knuckle down. They really had a bit of a share of the ball. Wasted a couple of opportunities, but it'll be soon now to see exactly how they can re-grip this game at 12 points to 4. 2 tries out of it, and they're back in and head in towards half-time, at least with a very respectable scoreline.
Yeah, well, they go forward out of their end zone is pretty impressive at the moment, the Titans. Lola Huya, Johansson, number 13, Simon Pratt. The go forward's exceptional. They're already 45 metres out, 5 shy of halfway, obviously, and they're doing it pretty well. Sloppy pass there, but they got onto it early. There's number 11, and that was Tim Johansson. He gives the ball onto Lola Huya, and he gives it in turn onto Thomas Vickery, and he's tackled. Yeah, very strong indeed. Just inside the touchline here, 42 metres out. Here's Lola Huya. What a lump of a lad and a good mover too, Ray. Takes 5 or 6 plays to get him down, but he's dropped it in possession there. So the pressure's off for the Tigers. And big number 10 there, Jack Todd from Dungowan. He retrieves the ball. He's tackled on his own 40. Ball goes from Frendon, and Frendon gets the ball there, right on the halfway line to number 13, Kobe Bone, and he's tackled just shy on his own side of halfway. Frendon gives the ball down the short side to Stevie Dengate. Cut out pass inside back into Jet Butler, and Butler's going over. Gives the ball back inside to Dengate. Great move by the Tigers, and he'll go around trying to get it closer to under the post. Good move there, Ray. Stevie Dengate created that long cut-out pass to number 4, Blair Maloney, to a little short back inside to Jet Butler, who raced 30 odd metres to another pass back inside to the man who started it all in Stevie Dengate. They've hit back well, 12 points to 8, kick to come.
That was a smart try, a very good try indeed, and good to see the players looking up, looking out where they were a little bit light on the left-hand side here and going forward. I think the fact that they were backing up on the inside to score the try, just very, very smart football. And at 12 points to 8, kick to come from virtually in front. Hopefully we get to a 12-10 scoreline, and looking forward then to a very, very good 15 minutes leading up to half-time.
Ray, I dare say that was a set play. Stevie Dengate down this short side, just right on the halfway line. It was a set play. Dengate threw a really good pass over to Blair Maloney, and Jet Butler was trailing back inside. It was a nice, quick, simple pass, and he opened them up really well down this left-hand side here, and Dengate backed up on the inside to score a great try, went around close to the post. Here we go. Has he kicked it? Yes, he has. 12 points to 10, and that was Trent Taylor who converted that try. Well done to the Northern Rivers Tigers. They need to hit back quick, and they did that indeed. Big number 21. Have a look at the size of this young lad from the Northern Rivers Tigers, Ray. Jordan Taylor. Tayluli.
Just look at that, whether that was a set play or not, at the end of the day it was smart football. If it wasn't a set play, you'll pat Stevie Dengate on the back for picking up the fact that they were a little bit slow on the outside here, picking up and then lining up the runner inside. Good footy.
It was great football. Here's the kick-off restart there. And, good hands there by the Tigers boys. It went along the ground. He did well to retrieve that. Number 17, I think that is Bailey Miller. He's gone to dummy half. And he gets the ball there. Short pass on to, is that Blake Mac Shepardson? And Max Shepardson had a really good game last week, Ray, up in Coffs Harbour. The young lad started off on the wing, and then he had to go to fullback early. The fullback got injured last week. He did exceptionally well. Here's Stevie Dengate down this left-hand side again. Trent Taylor. He's going to. He gets down to the 30. Inside ball to Jet Butler. They've hit back well, the Tigers. Great free-running play, and boy, these guys on the outside backs for the Tigers can run, Ray.
Well, to me, that was brilliant for a couple of reasons. One is the break was great, but the little thing that stood out then, and I'm sure you saw it on the TV, is that when Trent Taylor actually came towards the defensive line, he held the ball back. He made a quick shift towards the left-hand side and then passed back into the right-hand side. Drew the player right in, and again, that could have gone either way. It could have been a knockdown ball, but Trent's created that little bit of space for the runner, and away we go. 2 tries in a matter of moments.
It was fantastic play. He pinned the ears back, Trent Taylor, and handed it back inside at about the 30-metre line. Great support play by Jet Butler from Dungowan, and that was exceptional stuff. Good combination, them Dungowan boys, Ray. Incredible.
Let's go the other way. You're with the Titans. That's 2 tries down the left-hand side now, their right-hand defence. Their coach will be no doubt looking at the turnstile at the moment.
Turnstile indeed. Turnstile indeed. He's going to try and kick this goal, convert this. That'll take it out to 16 points to 12, and that was a couple of really good hitbacks by the Greater Northern Tigers. He converts it. It's 18 points. Sorry, my apologies. 18 points to 12 in favour of the Tigers.
Who would have thought of that? The other thing is, two very good tries, but probably two tries to be very, very hard to defend against.
The score now, Greater Northern Tigers 16, North 12.
Well, they need to go on with it here. It can't be 18-12. I thought it was 16. It's 16-12. Yeah, it's 16-12. It was 12-10. So it is 16-12.
If you're watching at home now, of course you are. It'll be interesting. The big number 21 that's gone on for the Titans over here, and his name is Zach. No, it's not down here. Jordan. We'll just call him Jordan. He's got size about him. Now it's either the only Guernsey that fits him, but let's see how he adapts to the game now.
Well, McMillan Bassett gets the ball and he's tackled just shy of halfway. The ball comes out the back line to Dengate onto Wentworth, and Wentworth's got the ball in the Titans field of play. Dengate comes back down this short side as well. He's moving well, the young lad. He's over the 40. It's the last. They're about 28 metres out. 10 in from touch on the last. Brendan gets the ball. Long pass over to Trent Taylor, who's had a fantastic game so far. Beautiful high bomb. The fullback's under it, Lindley. He hasn't taken it well. It's loose. It's retrieved by Hicks. Hicks passes it off the ground and he's penalised for it. They're saying he was held, Ray. They're saying it was a pass off the ground and he was held, and a disallowed try there. Good effort there by the Tigers. Young Lindley, the fullback for the Titans, under that ball. He spilled it and he's got up a little bit groggy with a bit of a leg injury, but he is up walking okay. It's a penalty to the Titans, 16 points to 12. 10 minutes to go in this first half of the Laurie Daley Cup. Hicks here, he's going to find touch with that penalty right underneath his goal post. So that'll be a pressure relief straight away there for the Titans. Big number 4, Hilliard, gets the ball, taps it on to, I think that is, I'll find out what that number is in a minute. Hicks from dummy half gets the ball out to the centre again. Number 4, Hilliard, and they've spilt the ball. Really bad field position and a bad turnover there for the Titans, Ray.
Bit of frustration, I think, creeping in. They certainly started well and got to a nice lead, but those quick two tries by the Tigers have certainly put the Titans on the back foot. And again, now we've got the opportunity, scrum feed. It'll be the Tigers' ball, and let's see what these young Stevie Dengate and Trent Taylor can put together now.
Well, they're all set out on this left-hand side of the field. They're going to have a scrum feed, 42 metres out, 20 in from touch. The Tigers get the ball, Friendon at the scrum base, onto Dengate, onto Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor gives it into Jet Butler, and Butler goes forward. A great go forward for a centre. He works well with Trent Taylor. They're going to play the ball. Friendon at dummy half gives the ball on to number 10, Jack Todd. Todd beats one, barges forward. He's 22 metres out, straight in front. Friendon at dummy half. They go down the right-hand side onto Kobe Bone, and Kobe Bone cuts back inside. He's tackled by 3 defenders to get him down. He's about 15 metres out. Friendon at dummy half. Going to come wide out this left-hand side onto Dengate. Dengate short pass there. He's hitting a good tackle, young Wentworth, but he unloads again onto Dengate. Dengate into the corner! Great try. Is that Blair Maloney, Ray, or is it I think that's Blair Maloney, the centre, has scored a very good try. Well set up there by the Northern Tigers. 3 tries in a matter of 6 or 7 minutes.
Common factor there was young Trent Taylor, who is sitting at 5'8", but again he got the ball out, wrapped around, kept the ball alive, created the gap, and it's good to see not only is he creating those gaps, but the players around him are on their toes, ready to take advantage of any breaks they can get. This has been a big turnaround by the Tigers, and again I'm not surmising, but going back to those earlier games within the rounds of the Laurie Daley Cup, they play this sort of footy, maybe they could have been in the finals.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, there's no question, Ray, because the last 10 minutes their football has been extraordinary. But again, the Titans let themselves down with really poor option out there on the left-hand side of the field, just in their own zone, just shy of halfway. They let themselves down that left-hand side. And it was only a simple couple of passes, Ray, and it was very sloppy indeed.
I'd hate to be in the dressing shed at half-time for the Titans, because at the end of the day, they started really well. They did have a lot of ball, but they started really well. Their structure was great. Their defence was absolutely solid. And yes, the Tigers have certainly picked up the ante, and they're playing some great footy. But I would have assumed from seeing the under-16 structure now moving the 18s that they would have been on their toes, ready for anything the Tigers were going to throw at them. They haven't, and thus the Tigers now lead 20 points to 12.
Conversion was unsuccessful by Trent Taylor. Score now, Great Northern Tigers 20, Northern Rivers Titans 12.
As you may have just heard, 20 points to 12 in favour of the Tigers over the Titans. That's the Greater Northern Tigers over the Northern Rivers Titans. It's just under 7 minutes to go in this first half. Kick restart. Goes down to this young lad. We'll get his number in a minute. And they're calling it forward. Touchy didn't move either. 15, 12 metres out from his own line. What a turnover that was. Number 14, Daniel Kelly from North Tamworth. He was full of running. And they've let themselves down with a forward pass off the kick. I don't know who threw that, Ray. Can you believe that?
Mate, I'm telling you, old mate must have had a straight eye to pick it up. It's like, if there was an inch in that, I'll be. And again, I go back and I don't want to harp, but the earlier game, there were some pedantic decisions being made just to retard play. And that's another one there.
Well, here we go. They're going to score here, the Northern Rivers Titans. He's only got to spin around and get that ball down. They're under the post, and I think that's big number 15, Ethan Foster from the lower Clarence. He's going to play the ball. He gets back. Oh, what's he going to... Oh, my goodness. What did pull him up there? No, he had to play it on the 10. He got held up over the line. Correct decision. 17. He's pulled it up again. Number 17. Don't harp. Jonah Whitlam Rose is the 17. He's at dummy half. Ball goes out to number 14, and that was Joshua Bowden, and that ball goes to ground. Disappointing play there by the Titans. They were in great field position after an early mistake from the kick-off, and really...
Coach killer.
It is a coach killer. Both sides. The forward pass off the kick off by the Titans, and then those two plays there by the Titans. Real coach killer stuff. Anyway, the Tigers are going to have possession here. 10 out from their own line, 20 in from touch. It's 20 points to 12 with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half here of the Laurie Daley Cup. Under 18s.
Earlier game?
Yeah, sorry, Ray. Earlier game went to the Northern Rivers Titans under 16s in the Andrew Johns Cup. 44 points to 10. Very convincing win by a very, very good young side. The good news there is, even for the defeated Greater Northern Tigers side, both sides will make the semi-finals in a fortnight's time, I think, Ray?
2 weeks over at Foster, so that'll give them a chance to get back on the training packet, paddock and get things together, and both move forward to the finals.
I'm pretty sure the coach of the under-16 boys there, the Northern Tigers, Steve Halen, will be very pleased with that effort. There's another loose pass. They flexed their arm there. Dengate back into Trent Taylor again, and pass was good. Just his hands were a little bit sloppy there, young Trent Taylor. Here's this young number 12, Robert Laurie from Byron Bay. He's turned it over right on his own halfway line. As we said, Ray, coach killer stuff. The Tigers are back in possession. 42 metres out. Ball comes out to number 14, onto number 9, Frendon. Daniel Kelly, that big number 14. He looks a good player, that young lad. Ball going to come down this left-hand side. Dengate's got the ball. Always dangerous. Ball out the back to Trent Taylor. Raked away. That should be 6 to go if he gets it back. He hasn't, but... Interesting decision there, Ray. I thought there might have been a knock-on. Anyway, they're going to try and run the ball out. Big number 11 is Johansson. He's got the ball for the Titans. He's 35 metres out from his own line. He's the centre, and that's Vickery. He takes it forward, 40 metres out. Little number 17 is Whitlam Rose from Willumbar. There's the big fella, Jordan Taulai. Talualai, we'll call him. Big lump of a lad, and I tell you what, I wouldn't be wanting to tackle that big fella. He can go. He's the fullback, and that was Lindley. Lindley onto the winger, and that is Kendall. First touch of the ball, I think, for young Kendall. Last tackle. Ball's going to go to Hallard. Hallard's going to bounce, puts a little grubber kick, a nothing kick, Ray, I would say.
Oh, I'm amazed at their actually lack of structure there, because it's again at 20 points to 12. We've got about 2.5 minutes to go. They're in possession with the ball, and they weren't set up for absolutely anything, whether it be a high kick, a grubber kick. It was just a matter of, in fact, the kicker turned away from his players and kicked towards the sideline.
And look what's happened now. They've given a piggyback penalty straight to the Tigers. They're going to find themselves in good possession, just shy of half time. Ball's coming to us, but Stevie Dengates put the ball on the roof of the grandstand. Great effort. 2 minutes to go exactly. Here's Bailey, Huey Collins, I should say, with a tap restart. Huey Collins from Aberdeen, the young lad. 45 metres out, just shy of halfway. I think the crowd is getting a little bit... there's a turnover there, Ray. What I was going to say, mate, and it harks back to what you're saying. I've even heard some comments in the crowd, Ray, that very frustrated with the referee at the moment, wanting them to go and make the tap or the mark exactly on the spot. We'll may talk about that at length a bit later on. But anyway, we've had the tap restart. There was a penalty for a strip in that tackle, so it's the Tigers' ball. They're going to find themselves on the attack, roughly 25 metres out from the Titans line. The last thing they'll want to hear, the Titans, is another try just prior to half-time. Dengate's going to take the tap restart. He gives the ball out the back to Jet Butler, and Butler goes forward. Hard man to tackle, centre field. He works his way 15 metres out from the Titans try line. Ball goes down the right-hand side short. Pass on to number 14. That's Daniel Kelly from Tamworth, North Tamworth. He's tackled right on the 10-metre line. He's the good pass on to that big fella. Is that number 11? I think it's Cooper Harris sitting out on the fringe. Here's the last minute of play before half-time. That's Daniel Kelly from Tamworth. He's lost the ball on the tackle, but it's gone backwards for mine. I don't know how he found a knock on there. Friendon picked it up, but another turnover in good field position, Ray. The siren will go in about 20 seconds, Ray. Final first half thoughts.
Well, I think it's, I've nearly said a game of two halves. The first half was a game of two halves in itself. A very, very strong start by the Titans. Where they went missing, I don't know. I think it can only go down to the fact that the Tigers certainly regrouped. Those two busting tries in the middle stages of this first half certainly set them alight, but also put the Titans on their back foot. I'm loving the fact that the 6 and 7 and the big forwards have got the whole team running forward with the Tigers. I think we're in for a big second half.
Can't be long. Your clock is showing half time. It can't be. This has got to be the last set. But off that, there's another coach killer stuff from the Titans. They will get a dead set tongue lashing at half time because it's been really ordinary. A forward pass off the tap restart. Fair income. You can blow me over from that. It's a scrum feed here. I tell you, I reckon the coach of the Titans will you'll see steam coming out of his ears. They let it try in here just on the half-time siren. That's the last, and we're going to go to the half-time break. 20 points to 12 in favour of the Greater Northern Tigers over the Northern Rivers Titans in this Laurie Daley Cup under 18s, and it's been a good second half or first half performance by the Tigers in particular. High fives coming off the ground for them. That second part of the first half was very impressive indeed, Ray.
Well, it's turned into a good game of footy, and again at 20 points to 12, another half to go before we get into the ladies and the under 23s. But we look forward to another big second half. What do? Well, I think the Tigers have simply only got to carry on with what they're doing now. They're 6 and 7, driving everyone around the park, and I think for the Titans, they'll go back into the shed, as Paul Bankovic said, regroup and come back out for a very, very strong second half. We're coming to you live from the Armidale Oval from the University. Paul Bankovic, Ray McCoy, and this is Bar TV.
I'm not going to be able to get through the day, so I'm in deep shit.
tries.
Oh, jeez. Good story. It's a good story. Come on, camera in his commentary up. Give a shout out to the Mushroom Brands who provided Devon with the first grade side. You prick. See all that.
Oh, they all
Side.
Come on, Josh. I've got some real bad news for you and me. My power supply's blown. No, I'm not kidding you, Josh. My power supply's blown. Yeah, but still, just when you're sitting here,
What's going on, Jim?
I don't think I'll get through.
Curly?
No. We'll get through this half, right? You have you? No, good, mate. No, don't even remember it, mate. This power supply's gone right. I've been trying to do it where I get through the half, so I'm rooted basically. Yes. Got a HDMI camera here, that's all I won't be recording. It doesn't have a XLR, so all I can do is just work out something. I might not commentate the radio for that. I don't know. I really don't know. No, I understand. So yeah, I don't know, mate. That's it. Anyway, I just don't want to go in wide or anything like that at the moment. I just don't have time. Might have to try and sign. You may not. No, you may have no commentators in the second two games. Cameras, but not straight away. Get through this and then. I've got 80 minutes. Okay. Yeah. 87 minutes. That's fine. Only 30 minutes, so will I get, yeah, okay, well I might get through this half and this half of the girls and that'll be the time then. Yeah, well I'll have to take the plate off and fucking power supply. You can tell they get hot. Yeah, because you can't get the originals. No, just the originals. Anyway, you need to get more originals. Right up, we'll see you. You guys can take them. You can use them too. I've got one, but there was one in it that I thought was never being used, but maybe it was being used all last weekend, you know, without noticing. So, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I've got a problem with my camera.
Yeah.
But I'll get through this half.
Yep.
And then we'll just, I might have to swap camera off another camera, so I'll just have to
around. Okay.
It's this power supply's blown up.
We just follow the lead.
So I'm just on battery at the moment.
Righto.
But everything's good. The stream's going good. The commentary's good. Everything's good.
Okay, we're back for the second half action, and you got Paul Benkovic and Ray McCoy here, and then we're into the Laurie Daley Cup, the under-18s. It's the final round between, for these two teams in particular, they cannot make the semi-finals. It's 20 points to 12 in favour of the Greater Northern Tigers. In the earlier game, the Northern Rivers Titans, very, very impressive in the Andrew Johns Cup. 44 points to 10 winners over the Greater Northern Tigers, and what a performance that was indeed. You'll be hearing more about a number of players in that side. Very, very well-drilled outfit. The under-18s game, it's 20 points to 12 here in favour of the Greater Northern Tigers. The back half of that first half in particular was very impressive by the Tigers, led capably by Stevie Dengate and Trent Taylor, and also Jet Butler, the centre. Great effort by those three players in particular for the Tigers. We're just about to kick off the second half action, and I'm joined here by Ray McCoy. Ray.
Righto, mate, here we go. This is going to be an exciting second half because that's how the excitement starts. But again, it's the last game for these two teams in this year's series. That would be disappointing. You've already said about being a coach killer in probably the last 20 minutes performance from the Titans. To come out and do that from the kick-off, crikey.
Tell them what happened.
Okay, the ball has gone out on the full, as you've probably seen. There's a real good chance that somebody might just get hooked with the big hook and dragged off straight away. But here we go. We'll take this as the kick-off now, and it's the Tigers in possession. They lead 20 points to 12.
Just seen Justin Stewart, the coach of the Northern Rivers Titans, sharpen his gaff hook up, Ray. Here's the Tigers. Bailey, Huey Collins took that ball up particularly well. The Tigers full of go forward. They've got a bit of confidence. You can see it. Penalty to them as well right now. Just dumb play. Yeah, well, it's a bit of both. So the Tigers are going to be on the attack here. Ball goes to big number 14. That's Daniel Kelly from North Tamworth. Good young runner. 12 metres out from their Titans line. Ball goes on to, here's Huey Collins. He goes particularly well, this young fella. The fullback's playing dummy half, Braden Reed. He's right into the thick of the action. Reed gets the ball over to Dengate. Out the back pass to Trent Taylor. He flicks it back onto, is that Stevie Dengate again? I think it is. No, Stevie Dengate got up and played the ball, yeah. Here it is, number 16, and that's Huey Collins again, 8 metres out from the Titans line. Ball goes, Reed's the dummy half. Ball goes out the back. Here it is on to number 12, which was Sam Wentworth, and I think he's handed it on to Cooper Harris. Here's the last tackle. Goes down the short side onto Bailey Miller, and he gives through a pass out to Mac Shepardson, and unfortunately the ball went behind young Mac, and Titans let off the hook there on that set of 6.
Not a bad place to lose the ball. You're back in the corner in the far end, so we'll see now again with the frustrations of that kick going out on the full from the kick-off from the Titans. Let's see if they can get possession now and move forward.
Here we go. Number 4, Big Mason Hilliard. He takes the ball out. He's 18 metres out from his own line. They're going forward. Good go forward there. Big number 15, Ethan Foster with the ball. Number 17 is Whitlam Rose is moved into dummy half. They're 40 metres out from their own line. Toilili. Big Jordan is taking the ball forward there. He shrugged off about 6 would-be defenders. Ball goes on to Tim Johansson, and Johansson moves the ball. There's been a good set of 6 from the Titans boys. Out the back to Hallard. Hallard gives the ball on to Bowden. Bowden short pass on to the big Robert Laurie, and Robert Laurie hands a ball, gets it back to Bowden, but he kicks the ball off the ground straight into the hands. Is that Trent Taylor, Ray? I think it is. Great slips catch from Trent Taylor. Ball goes out the back. Here's Mac Shepardson. Good runner, young Mac. Gets the ball, takes it like a good winger does to centre field. He's 25 metres out from his own line. Reed at dummy half, and Reed gives the ball on to, is that Frendon standing out there? think it was. Yes, and here he is, number 12, Sam Wentworth, and Wentworth takes the ball up. 5 shy of halfway. Root at dummy half, short pass to Trent Taylor. The 5'8's come in for a bit of heavy work. Takes it up over halfway, 45 out. It's the last tackle. Ball goes back to Stevie Dengate, and Stevie Dengate on the 50 puts a big midfield bomb up. He needs the bounce to go his own way, but he hasn't.
Just one of the things that you're probably sitting at home watching this is that we're not being negative towards the performance of the Titans. I think it's probably more frustration because they came out in the first 5-10 minutes and put on a good show of footy. Defence was good, their attack was good, and they got the early points. What we're hoping, I think, as observers, Paul, is that they can actually now regroup and string some good footy together.
That's probably come off the back of a bit of a tongue lashing at half time in the sheds, I would imagine. But they're looking good now. Here we go. Young 17, which is Whitlam Rose at dummy half. He gives a ball on to 15, which is Ethan Foster, and Foster takes the ball forward. He gets to the 30. He's trying to struggle out of that tackle. Good tackle around the legs by Huey Collins. They're 30 out, 20 in from touch. Ball comes out the back to Hallard. Hallard gives the ball on to Bowden. Balanced short pass. Good hands there by the fullback, Oliver Lindley. He's still on the 30-metre line. It should have been 6 to go, I feel. Okay, Bowden at dummy half gives a short pass on to number 12, and that's Robert Laurie. He tackles the ball. It's the last now. Comes down this short side to Bowden. Bowden put a little grubber kick through. Blair Maloney is playing at fullback at the moment, Ray, and he's taken over his own dead ball. It's going to be a line drop out restart.
Well, here's their opportunity. They're going to get the ball certainly in their own half and give the opportunity to get down here. And 20 points to 12, as we said in the earlier game, that it's open now. And again, having the Tigers come back from the first points being scored against them by the Titans at 20 points to 12. Here's the first chance for the Titans in the second half to get to the try line.
Well, that's a perfect set of 6 there. They got a repeat after that little grubber kick through. Good run there by Oliver Lindley. He looked like he was carrying a leg injury just prior to that restart, and he made great ground there. Good big number 11 there is Tim Johansson. He moves the ball out centre field, 20 out. Ball goes from Whitlam Rose, and Whitlam Rose gives the ball. He's driving towards the line. They better get under him quickly. They're going to hold him up over the line, and it's going to be back to restart. 10 out. Who's that young lad, Ray? Number 15, I think it is, Ethan Foster. Hard man to tackle. Here's Whitlam Rose at dummy half. Short pass on to Big Jordan. And Jordan's he only has to try and get it down. He's held up again. Just shy of the try line. Whitlam Rose at dummy half. They're going to go out that right-hand side to Hallard, and Hallard gets the ball, and he's trying to struggle. Good tackle by Stevie Dengate, and also Braden Reed. 2 metres out from the line. Whitlam Rose short pass out the back. Cut-out pass to the winger. Picture perfect, and Jarvis Kendall has scored out the right-hand side wing, right in the corner, 20 points to 16.
There we are. That's the smarts, and that's what they needed to get themselves back in the game now. That'll take them 20 points to 16 with a kick to come. As we mentioned in the first half too, Paul, the fact that both these teams can't make the finals, I think it's back to the individuals now. Certainly, there are a couple of players for the Northern Tigers that are standing out at the moment, and again, selections down the track. I think young Stevie Dengate and also Trent Taylor both having cracker games indeed, as are a couple of the forwards. From the Titans' point of view, I think there's a few boys that need to stand up now and maybe give it a shot. I'm just worrying how much they're missing their starting halfback, who isn't playing, and the young Ananelli. They've got Joshua Bowden, who's doing a good job, by the way, but they just don't seem to be as settled as the Tigers. Yeah,
everything seems to be revolving around young Josh Bowden and Lockie Hallard, the 5'8 from Cudgeon. There's no question those two guys hold the key to their go forward. I'm very impressed with young Tim Johansson, the second rower. Also Mason Hilliard, the big centre here, lanky young centre, and his go forward is particularly good as well. I want to get back to what you said, Ray, about Trent Taylor and Stevie Dengate. Obviously, both those guys have got a really good formed a good combination.
Northern Rivers Titans by number 3, Thomas Vickery. The conversion was unsuccessful. Scored out. Great Northern Tigers.
So that was Vickery, Ray, not Jarvis Kendall, who scored that try. My apologies. I'd say they've got some numbers mixed up here, and apologies for that. Trent Taylor and Stevie Dingate, they form a good combination, and since Huey Collins has come on as well, his go forward's has been exceptional for the Greater Northern Tigers. So here we are, the kick restart, and that's number 11, and that is big Timmy Johansson. And he's taken the ball 35 metres out onto number 15, and that's Ethan Foster, whose go forward has been very, very good since he's come on. Out the back to Zach Hicks now, and Zach Hicks gives the ball away to the big fella, Jordan. He's tackled right on the halfway line, centre field. He's still going. What a powerhouse this young lad is. Good run, 40 metres out. What a good little run from Whitlam Rose. Darts out from dummy half. Pressure's right on. He's still going, and he's held up by Trent Taylor, who's back there in defence, and Braden, Friendon, I should say. Ball comes down the short side onto Robert Laurie, and Laurie goes over! Reached out and scored a try. They've hit back with 2 tries, Ray, in the space of 3 or 4 minutes.
Great run there from Jonah Whitlam Rose from Wollumbar, the number 17, made a great break from there. And again, whatever happened at half-time is certainly working, and we're now locked together at 20-all with a kick to come for the Titans. And again, the little number 9 for the Titans, who kicked off at Zachary Hicks, who kicked off at hooker. He's now looks like he might have moved out to one of the pivot positions from there. Probably has the roughest haircut in the whole group, but he's actually fired up at things at the moment as well. So a bit of a restructure within their team, but that's probably what they need to get back in this game and move forward.
What an impressive run from dummy half by Jonah Whitlam Rose, Ray, from Willumbar, the young lad, number 17. He can go. Absolutely motored through that flimsy defence by the Greater Northern Tigers, and realistically, I don't think Peter Stevens is going to be too impressed with this performance 5 minutes into the second half by the Greater Northern Tigers. Meanwhile, young Thomas Vickery is going to move in and make that conversion successful. It's 22 points to 20 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans over the Tigers. Early in the second half, I see big Simon Pratt's come back on the field for the Titans. Off the field at the moment is Tim Johansson. Also, the 2 starting front rowers are off the field, Carlo Lolahia and also Liam Robinson. So, great effort by the Titans to kick back early in this second half. They got their heads up. Really, their go forward has been the crucial part of this game. After that early mistake, they've pulled their heads in, and their go forward's been spectacular.
The Tigers have made a change as well. Young Zach Turnbull from Gunnedah is on the line. He's a fair-sized bloke as well. And it'll be interesting now. 22-20. Again, both coaches wanting to push these teams forward. Let's see what the Tigers can do.
Well, the entire front row for the Tigers is off the field. 8, 9 and 10, they're all off the field. So let's see how they go. I see young Bailey Miller is out here standing out wide. And he can play. I think he played last year, so he's got a bit of an experience under his belt. You mentioned that earlier. So here we go. The Titans on the attack again. They're up over halfway. Ball goes short to Ethan Foster, and Foster takes the ball forward. They just won't go low early enough. They won't hit him at the advantage line, the Tigers. Here we are on the last tackle. Whitlam Rose with the ball out to Bowden. Bowden puts a long, low kick in. It goes into the end goal. Trent Taylor retrieves it. Comes a short side. He's going to get dragged over the line. Crucial mistake. He should have went infield, Ray.
Probably didn't have a lot of think time there, but again, not the biggest boy in the world. But again, let's give credit to the Titans. They did the kick through. They chased through was good, and they've grabbed the player and he's out. They get the ball again from the scrum.
Perfect set of 6 there, Ray. Perfect set of 6 for the Titans. They did everything right. That young Joshua Bowden's filled that slot there at halfback, number 14. Very impressive indeed. So they're going to have a scrum feed, 10 out, 20 in from touch. Pressure is right on the Greater Northern boys right now. I also see number 17, Jonah Whitlam Rose. He's come out of the scrum and he's down this short side. Don't let him go, he can run.
He looks like the most unlikely player, 17. The Guernsey's out, as you can probably see. And the socks are down around the ankles, but he's got a good scoot on him. Here he goes.
Down the short side, Ethan Foster picks the ball up from the scrum base, straight into Whitlam Rose's hands. He didn't have a lot of room to move. They're 8 metres out, 5 in from touch. Ball goes to Bowden, short pass to Robert Laurie. Robert Laurie steps off his right foot, and he's tackled right on the 10-metre line, 15 in from touch. Whitlam Rose at dummy half onto Bowden. Bowden, short pass to, can't see that young lad. Anyway, 3 metres out. Whitlam Rose again, long pass out to Hicks. Hicks gives the ball. Oh, Big Jordan couldn't contain that and hands the ball over immediately. So unfortunately for the Titans, that set of 6 came to nothing.
Big changes for the Tigers now. They're getting both the starting front rowers in Todd and also McMillan back on the paddock.
Here's Max Shepardson. I like the way he moves, this young lad. Really good run for a winger straight up there. He did well. I didn't think he dropped that. Unfortunately, he did. So there's a turnover there for the boys. Oh, I missed that. I thought he regained that. I didn't think the ball went to ground, but the referee, Brett Ebe, saw otherwise. So the Titans will have possession again, 42 metres out, centre field from the Tigers' try line. So the pressure's going to be straight back on the Greater Northern Tigers. And we've had roughly 10 minutes of the second half. 15, my apologies, 20 minutes to go in this second half in the whole match. 22 points to 10. They've clawed their way back with 2 very, very good tries early in the second half, the Titans. They led 20-12, the Tigers, and they've surrendered that comfortable lead early. I see young Whitlam Rose there. Jonah Whitlam Rose is getting a bit of attention. He might have a little bit of blood coming from cut from his mouth or nose. Here he goes, scrum win. Straight on to Halliard. Halliard gets the ball out to number 3, Thomas Vickery. Got some spoo, that young lad. And good tackle out there by Stevie Dengate, thank goodness. Ball goes out to Halliard. Halliard gets it on to Simon Pratt, and Pratt goes forward centre field. He gets tackled just shy of 10 metres out from the Tigers' line. They won't want to let him score again here. Here's Hicks, first receiver. Hicks out the back. No, he doesn't. He gives it on to Ethan Foster, who's had a big game since he's come on from the bench. 5 metres out. Whitlam Rose at dummy half. Short ball out to... he's hitting a good tackle there, and that was Bowden, first receiver. He got hit in a really good tackle there, and he's down. Good ball on all tackle.
I'm liking the versatility of this Titans team now. They're actually moving the players around in position. We've now got Hicks actually calling the shots out at pivot. We've got the little number 17 in Whitlam Rose, who can basically fill in everywhere from centre to 5'8" to half-back to hooker and into to lock forward as well. So I think we've just got open slather now for the remaining 18 minutes.
Braden Reid made that tackle on young Joshy Bowden. It was a very good ball and all tackle, and he certainly got the points decision on that tackle, Ray. It's 22 points to 20 in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans here up at Armidale. Day's turned out okay, Ray.
It's all good. The other thing to a bit of a precursor is the next game up will be the ladies tackle, and this has just grown momentum in the certainly in the bush areas right throughout New South Wales. But we're looking forward to a great game between the Titans and the Tigers, and a good crowd on hand. And if you think the crowd's been rather quiet for these first 2 games, they certainly come alive for the ladies.
No question about that. Okay, so here we go. The Titans with a tap, play the ball restart. Young Josh Bowden's okay. Ball goes out the back to Hicks. Sloppy pass, but he regains it. He's about 15 out. Tries to beat the first, but he doesn't. Centre field, 12 metres out. Whitlam Rose at dummy half. Out the back pass to Halliard. Halliard gets a long pass out the back to the young fullback Lindley, and Lindley looks for the ball again. He gives it on to the centre, number 3, which is Vickery. Yep. Whitlam Rose, dummy half. He got dragged back in that tackle there. So here we go. Whitlam Rose down the short side, gives it to Bowden. He still gets a kick away and fielded there. Oh, hitting a monster of a tackle by Laurie, but he gets up and plays the ball well, young Caleb McMillan Bassett. And he did well there, the young lad. Ethan Foster dragged him down by the skin of his tooth there. Mac Shepardson, like a good winger, takes the ball centre field, runs well. Here's Braden Reid at dummy half. Gets the ball onto the big front rower, Jack Todd from Dungowan. He tries to unload it, strangled to the ground there. He was absolutely collar dragged to the ground. He hasn't come up well, big Jackie Todd. He might have hurt his back in that tackle. He was absolutely thrown to the ground there, but they got the penalty of the Tigers, so they've got a repeat set. They're over halfway now. Ball goes on to centre, Jet Butler, and Butler's got the ball. He takes it up to the Titans 30, 20 in from touch. Dengate at dummy half. Ball goes to Braden Reid. Braden Reid takes the ball forward. Good run. About 22 metres out from the Titans line. It's a penalty again. Wouldn't let go of the legs. Braden Reid looks for the quick tap, I should say. Here the ball goes on to Zach Turnbull. Turnbull gets the ball and he's hitting a really good tackle there by the Titans defence. 15 metres out from the line, 20 in from touch. Reid at dummy half. Big ball to Jack Todd again. Todd goes to use his size to go forward, and he's hitting a really good legs tackle there by number 10, which is Liam Robinson. Straight in front. 12 metres out. The Dengate short side, long pass over the winger. Good hands. Goes into the side. Oh, what an effort there. Great hands by the boys out there. Good long cutout pass from Dengate, but he got dragged into touch there, and I think that was number 6, Trent Taylor. That little quick inside pass to Trent Taylor. He got dragged over the sideline, so pressure's off for the Titans.
I was surprised to see the cutout pass actually went past Trent, and a planned move to actually go outside and then come back in. But good cover defence.
That was very similar to the try they scored in the first half. That long Dengate pass to the guy standing wide with a little pass turned back inside, and it worked in the first half. Unfortunately, they were only millimetres short there from scoring a second try from the same move. Here's the Titans trying to work the ball out from their own red zone. And big number 4, Hilliard, took the ball there. Here's Robert Laurie, the second rower. He's had a fair game too, this young lad. 30 metres out, centre field. Ball goes on to Pratt. Pratt gives a short pass, 40 metres out. Now they find themselves getting up to play the ball, the Titans. Ball comes Hicks onto Robert Laurie again. Robert Laurie takes the ball forward. Hard man to put down. He's right on halfway. Hicks at dummy half. Their go forward's exceptional when Hicks moves into dummy half, Ray. Here's the fullback, Lindley. Lindley overcome a little leg injury. He finds himself, that's the 4th. He finds himself inside the 40. Ball goes out the back to Hicks. Hicks puts a kick in, a rush kick, I may say, and the ball goes straight down the young winger on that side, Harrison Freeman. He gets the ball. No, that's not Harrison Freeman. That's Blair Maloney. My apologies. Number 4, Dengate at dummy half. Dengate gets the ball onto Jet Butler, and Jet Butler takes the ball over his own 30, 15 in from touch. Ball comes now on to number 12. I think that is number 12, and that is Sam Wentworth. Wentworth just shy of the 40 of his own line. Braden Reid at dummy half. Another long pass out the back. Who's that? Is that Bailey Miller? I think it is Bailey Miller. Long deep kick. Is that a 40-20, Ray? I think it is a good kick. Great stuff from Bailey Miller and Stevie Dengate. Combine well down this right hand side. That's a 40-20, and they'll find themselves with a scrum feed. 10 metres out, 20 in from touch. The Tigers.
13 minutes to go. The score is 22-20 with the Titans in front. This is probably the opportunity the Titans didn't want to see, because the Tigers now, the way they played earlier in the latter stages of the second half, the first half, they could turn this into points.
Tap restart. McMillan Bassett gets the ball. Here's yes, he's going to score. Bailey Miller's over. Good run there, Frendon from dummy half. Short pass to Bailey Miller, and he's hit and spun out of that tackle. It's 24 points to 22.
Again, low to the ground. Bailey did everything right then. He took it from a short run, nice and low, hit and spin over the line, and we go from there. I'm liking the versatility in both these teams now. We've actually just watching the young Joshua Bowden, the 14 for Titans, is off the field, and with that, the little hooker, Zachary Hicks, has basically played every position except front row. He took control at number 7 for a little while as well, and again, seeing then young Miller has been changing positions all game as well.
Well, that's settled the ship somewhat, because the Titans came out and blitzed them in the first opening 10 minutes of the second half, but that's certainly settled the ship there. Peter Stevens, the coach, will be very happy with that effort from the boys, and it all come from that 40-20 from Bailey Miller, and he certainly injected some enthusiasm into this side in this the time he's been out there. Steve Dengate's going to try and convert this try. We've just under 12 minutes to go in this match. He moves in. Dengate makes no mistake about it. 26 points to 22. A little bit of breathing space there, but they cannot go to sleep. let me tell you.
Tell me this, Paul, down in the Group 21, young Stevie Dengate. His representative history down there, he's looking forward to going to first grade this year?
He was 16s last year, I think, Ray, as I recall when we were up here calling the game last year. The kid's grown in stature somewhat as well, and a little bit of confidence, I think, with Stevie. He very busy player, good defender, and he likes to, he watches the game intensely, and he's not a bad reader of the game. And he loves getting those big forwards running off his hip. What a great run from the young lad there off that kick restart. So here's the Tigers, 30 metres out from centre field from their own line, trying to get it out of their red zone. Piggyback penalty here would be sensational for the boys. Frendon from dummy half, ball on to big number 11, Cooper Harris, and he's hitting a good tackle. He unloads to Frendon. He should hold the ball. Bit of discipline there, good work. 38 metres out, ball down his short side to Stevie Dengate, puts a chip through, he's charged it down, the big fella. And that was off the feet, so they'll find themselves, and that was Mason Hilliard. And Hilliard, that kick wasn't great. So anyway, the Titans have come away with that great tackle from Dengate around the legs with big Cooper Harris over the top. Here's Robert Laurie. Geez, he's had a good game, this big fella. No, that's not Laurie. My apologies. That's Lola Huya. I've called him Robert Laurie, so my apologies to Lola Huya. He's had a great game as well. Titans with the ball, centre field. They find themselves 32 metres out. Hicks at dummy half, goes and gives the ball out to Whitlam Rose, and Whitlam Rose short pass out there. Is that Halliard, the 5'8" it is. He boots one, goes forward, he finds himself about 25 metres out. That's the last. Under Whitlam Rose. Whitlam Rose, long pass out to big number 10, Robinson, and he's spilt the ball. No, he hasn't. It's 6 to go. Not good for the Tigers. Whitlam Rose at dummy half onto Lola Huya, and Lola Huya steps off his left. He's charging towards the line. He's only got to reach out. I think he scored, Ray.
He's done it. That's a nice bit of enthusiasm there. They've actually worked the full length of the field. And again, we got the game that we probably were looking for locked together, 26 all.
Goodness me, I don't think that's the last try we're going to see either. And I don't think they'll have too much. Trouble with this conversion. 9 minutes to go, 26 all. Kick to come, obviously. And that all came from that 6 to go here, Ray, with the grubber kick put through, and it wasn't a...
2 lots, 1 down here and
yeah,
another 6 up here, and 26 all. Just alluding to the ladies' game that's coming up next. Both teams are yet to have a win. They're for and against, very, very tight indeed. So it's a game. We're back to a pride game, and it's going to be very interesting. So whatever you're doing at home watching TV, grab yourself a cup of coffee or a brown lemonade in the break, but you need to be back to watch the ladies.
Well, I watched the game last week, Ray, and I was very impressed with a number of players from the Tigers. They went down last week to the North Coast side, which is a very good team, but it was a very competitive match indeed. So here he is, young Thomas Vickery, moves in, doesn't make any mistake with that, so it's 28 points to 26 in favour of the Titans over the Tigers in this game, and we have just under 8 minutes to go in this match in the Laurie Daley Cup. As we spoke about earlier, they're playing for pride, these two sides. They cannot make the semi-finals. Here's the kick restart from Trent Taylor. Long, deep kick straight down the middle of the field, and Lola Huya gets the ball, and Lola Huya, he takes the ball forward. Had a great game. Look at him run, Ray. Great effort. 28 metres out. He collected that ball just shy of his try line. He's made 28 metres. Good run indeed. Number 13, Simon Pratt, takes the ball forward. He's about 35 metres out, centre field. Hicks at dummy half. Hicks gets the ball onto the big fella. Number 10, I think that is, and that's Liam Robinson. Good run. Hicks at dummy half again. Onto Pratt. Onto Lola Huya. And Lola Huya gets up over halfway. Centre field again. 42 metres out from the Tigers line. They're full of running, the boys. Goes out to Halliard, the 5'8". Puts the kick through. No one at home in that far deep corner. The Trent Taylor, no, he leaves it for the winger. And he's belted in a tackle. And he's trying to drive him back over his own try line. They do very successfully. No, it's a penalty. My apologies. A high tackle there. High tackle, so that's a bit of breathing space for the Tigers. That's a piggyback penalty they need to get out of that red zone. What a good set of 6 from the Titans there, Ray.
It was great. I'm just looking back on the extent of the game. I'm trying to find a tree or a lounge chair out on the field, because at various stages right throughout the game on both teams, the players have had a bit of a break. They've all had a rest, and there's fresh legs out there now, even though they've been on the field. But it's just one of those games I think both coaches are going to look back and go, they've missed some opportunities had they kept the momentum going. But, you know, with just under 6 minutes to go, this is going to be a cracker game with the Titans leading 28-26.
Jet Butler got that ball off the tap restart, took it forward exceptionally well. Friend the dummy half. He's number 14 again, Daniel Kelly. He had a good first half in patches as well while he was on. He's going to play the ball. She's just shy of halfway. Ball goes on to, great effort from Trent Taylor. We'll talk about it. Winning out on the fullback, under the post. Trent Taylor, sensational stuff.
His old man Luke tells me that he gave him all his pace. That's basically been the turning point of the game, not only earlier in the game, but just now, locked at 28-26. He's had a cracker game. Now, even though both these teams won't be making the finals, it's players like Luke and young Stevie Dengate, and certainly a couple of boys from the Titans that may actually be surprised with selection down the track.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And after looking a little bit at odds, and the game's played in a number of phases, hasn't it, this second half in particular. They get back now they're leading 30-28. They let them back in with two tries, and now they've hit back again. Good luck to them. 30 points to 28, directly in front. I don't think you'll have any issues, Stevie Dengate, with the kick for goal. So it will be 32-28. But I don't. I'm not going to say that'll be the final score, Ray. We've got just under 5 minutes to go. There's plenty of tries in both these teams. They're full of running.
I'm just looking for the word, I think probably exuberance, because, you know, as a standard footy game, you try and get out there and you get momentum and you keep rolling forward. And I jokingly just said that I'm looking for a tree or a bench somewhere on the ground. Both these teams have had relaxation periods throughout the game, and thus we've had both teams get on a roll and run through from there. Now, at the moment, we've got the Tigers in front, but again, with just over 4.5 minutes to go, it ain't over yet. And
the telling thing, Ray, is that both sides at the moment are capitalising on the other's mistakes right now, and they're making them pay big time. Here we go, Thomas Vickery with the kick restart, deep. It's going down. It's going over the dead ball. Turn it up, Ray. Can you believe it?
This is made for TV. So what happens now is the Titans will they'll get the ball back, and they'll get a chance now to actually turn this 32-28 scoreline around.
Well, they've put themselves under immense pressure right now. That went straight over. I think that was young Bailey Miller. Went straight over his head off the kickoff. He never looked like he was going to get to that. I don't think he even got a finger to it. It went straight over his head, over the dead ball line. So it's a kick restart, a drop kick restart now, and the pressure's back on themselves after scoring a brilliant try. Trent Taylor with the kick off, and that's a great kick, point to point, 50 metres from the try line. What a great kick restart. And here's Big Lola here. Geez, he's had a fair game, Ray. He's going to find himself playing the ball 10 in, 30 out. Hicks with the ball. First receiver. He's had a great game too. Very hard man to tackle. His leg speed is great, and his go forward sensational. He's the Simon Pratt. Real dodgy pass, but he held it well, and I think that was the big front rower, number 10, Liam Robinson, who held that. Ball's going to go out the back to Lockie Hallard. Hallard gets the ball over to, is that number 3? And I think that's Thomas Vickery. Vickery's still going. He hasn't been held. He's unloaded again. No, he's beating 2 or 3 tackles. He's put the ball down. Did he put a kick through? And he's knocked it on. No, he's calling a line dropout. So one of the Tigers boys must have kicked that over the dead ball line in goal. So the pressure's back on the Tigers. 2 minutes to go, 32 points to 28 here in the Laurie Daley Cup, the final game for both teams in this under-18s competition. Line drop restart. Hallard gets the ball. He gives it on to big Liam Robinson, and he dropped the ball, Ray. Well, the Tigers, great effort there. They withstood that little challenge. I think Frendon was responsible for that. That little hooker for the Greater Northern Tigers has had a great game.
Mate, I'm not game call it. 32-28, a minute and a half to go, and anything can happen.
That's coach killer stuff.
Both coaches look like they've aged. I'm sure the crowd's been quite pleased because at the end of the day, yes, it's the final game for both these teams, but congratulations to all concerned, not only the players but the coaching staff and support staff. Been a good day.
Been very impressed with the entertainment they've put on. Number 5, Harrison Freeman. I haven't mentioned him too often, but he's gone in there and taken the heat off some of the forwards as well. So he's had a fair game, young Harrison. Big number 11. They're trying to steal one-on-ones right now, and that was Cooper Harris. No, what's he done? He's penalised him. He thought it was a one-on-one strip, but the referee has called a penalty. Yeah, he's called a strip because there was a second defender in there, I believe. Bailey Miller's trying to calm things down here. Bailey Miller free band. He's going to kick for touch. Oh, that's a must. That is dead set coach killer stuff if he doesn't do that. Great take in the crowd by that gentleman. Here's the restart right on halfway. Friendon gets... Oh, what a hit, Ray. Liam Robinson absolutely belted Cooper Harris, but he got up. No, he just shot duck poor old Liam Robinson. We need time out. The referee needs to pull the game up. The young lad, Liam Robinson, is not well after that hit. The referee hasn't seen the Luke Safe boys trying to pull it up, and both guys have pulled up. Why isn't he stopping the game? Now he has. Thank goodness, because young Liam Robinson, he's not well after that collision. That was like two trucks coming together. And young Liam, I don't think he's well at all, Ray, but what a tackle indeed on Cooper Harris. And young Cooper Harris is not well either, but young Liam, he's suffered a head knock in that one-on-one tackle, and let's hope he's okay, Ray.
So again, that's from my experience as well with first aid, is at the end of the day that was a incredible tackle, but again the momentum, it's not only the head but also the fact that you're putting pressure on your neck as well. But as you may have seen on the screen, the fact that he actually got up and tried to take his place in the line of play, but the delayed concussion came through and down he's good. Our main thoughts are now to make sure that he's okay. I'm sure he will be, but at the end of the day it's a matter of making sure that everything is done right. Yeah,
well, the first and foremost thing is the young lad's well-being there. He's in good hands out there at the moment, and the siren might boot everyone right now, Ray.
It's not a funny thing, but again, through the course of the game, we've always been told from day one that you never ask a concussed player if he's okay, because he's going to say yes, because you've probably seen on the screen that as soon as they got back towards him, they tried to restrain him, and he's gone, no, tried to brush him away from there. Yeah. So that's not bravado, that's just the fact that you're out there to play the game and you want to keep playing.
Well, from first thoughts after the tackle was made, both boys got up, but like you said, the delayed concussion of young Liam Robinson kicked in, and geez, I hope the young lad's well, because he's had a fair game. What an entertaining match this has been. It's 32 points to 28. I don't think we will see the end of this game, Ray, in terms of a restart, I mean to say, because the full-time siren's about to go. I know there's time out, but I don't know whether we'll get much play after this.
There's nothing to gain. It's 32-28, and again, at the end of the day, young fella looks okay now.
He's sitting up.
He's sitting up now, which is good. He's going to have a sore head, and probably a chance that he won't remember a lot of the game now. But again, great tackle, and just typifies the game itself.
Ray, let's very quickly touch on some of the players from both sides. I really like Lola Huya, Zach Hicks. I think young Hallard from the Northern Rivers Titans has had really, really good games. What a great act of sportsmanship there, Ray. You tell the people at home watching exactly what just happened.
Well, basically the two players who came into contact, the old mate from the 11 from who was Cooper Harris, has just gone over and gave him a pat on the back and said, I hope you're well. He's a big boy, but again, that typifies the game. What I'm going back into, the under-18s now in the Laurie Daley Cup, we've got quality guys here, and yes, there'll be some players that go further afield, but the fact that we've got these giving up their Saturdays to enjoy a sport they absolutely love, it's nice to be involved with rugby league.
Yep. Young Daniel Kelly in the final moments of this match. It's the last tackle. He's moving forward. Going to try and play. Zach Hicks has had a great game from hooker. Short pass. Oh, what a tackle from Robert Laurie. And what's he called? He's called a double movement, because as he got hit, he tried to score the try. He tried to score the try. That was a tackle and a half by young Kyoon Robert Laurie from Byron Bay. with the penalty, his mate, he's found touch, 5 metres albeit, but what a great hit. My goodness. It's a credit to both sides, Ray. I really have enjoyed this match. Really enjoyed it.
Well, we're sitting here watching the game. Virtually the game is over. It's 32-28 with the Tigers leading. Titans in possession, and it ain't over yet.
No, and here's Big Jordan making a run. He's been hard to tackle from the moment he's come on the field. Only seconds to go. Zach Hicks with the ball. Out to Whitlam Rose. Out the back again to Lindley. Lindley, oh, great tackle. He slowed him down, Max Shepherdson, but the big fella, Mason Hilliard, kept going. It was a good one-on-one hit and a good shutdown. Here's the big fella, number 12, Hyoon Robert Laurie. He's tackled, last tackle. It's a sloppy play, the ball. They could have got a penalty there. Here's Zach Hicks out to Hallard. Hallard gets the ball, puts a deep kick down to that corner. It's all over the place. He needs to retrieve it well, and he does so, and that is, I think that's the centre, Blair Maloney. He's been on the wing, Ray. He's played wing for this match. He's Frendon. Frendon gets the ball. He takes it forward, and that's young Harrison Freeman. Young Harrison Freeman gets the ball. He's going to play it on his own 30. Can't be long to go, surely. Here's number 12, and that's Sam Wentworth. Tackled right on the 40-metre line. Frendon, dummy half down the short side. Ball goes into the hands of big Caleb McMillan Bassett, and he goes forward over the halfway line. 45 out, centre field from the Titans line. Here's Dengate down that short side. Dengate goes himself, shows and goes. He is a pin back. He's going to the corner, scores. Has he? No, he's out. Oh my goodness, what an effort! But the touch judges put the flag up, millimetres out, right on the full-time siren, Ray. Take us through it, mate.
Well, to me, that's what under-18s are all about, the Laurie Daley Cup. We've had a topsy-turvy game. We certainly had the Titans come out in the first 5, score the first points. We thought the Tigers were done and dusted. They've come back with some brilliant tries in the first half, and again went to the half-time break in front. The second half, again, virtually a repeat of the first half, where we've had both teams at various stages get on their front foot and go forward and score some points. To me, an absolutely cracker game indeed. Quite a few standout players indeed, but again, the Tigers running out winners, 32 points to 28.
Fantastic game, Ray. As I said a minute ago, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm really wrapped in the game between two sides that could not make the semi-finals in the Laurie Daley Cup. They couldn't make the semi-finals, but geez, they played well. And you know what? You know what did it for me? When I seen Cooper Harris walk over to Liam Robinson when he came off the field, patted him on the back, shook his hand, because poor old Liam, what a great one-on-one tackle from Liam Robinson onto Cooper Harris, but Liam had to go off. But that was just absolutely brilliant sportsmanship from the boys in that effort. And I know we've touched on a few players from the Titans that played well, but look, the halves combination of Trent Taylor and Stevie Dengate, they had rattlers of games, mate. I really thought they were outstanding.
They certainly were, and without taking anything away from the Titans, I think also the fact that young Zachary Hicks and I think Joshua Bowden, who actually played absolutely everywhere that they needed to for the Titans, got them together. But also, I'm with you, mate. The 6 and the 7 coming out of the Tigers, even though the score was 32-28, they took them forward. So a great game, and congratulations to the Tigers. We'll be back with the ladies very shortly.